Ms. Hill, you're the owner of a rental property
Yes.
that the defendant was renting from you since 2015.
Correct.
What kind of rental property is it?
Single-family home.
Do you own the home?
I do.
When did you purchase it?
In 2012.
Did you purchase it as a rental property?
I did not. I lived in the residence before renting it to the defendant.
Who did you live there with?
My daughter.
And why did you move out?
I was relocated for work, so I moved to Florida.
How much did you pay for the house?
I bought the house from an auction for about $13,000.
And did you put any money into it?
I did. I put about $20,000 into the home.
And you lived in it after you purchased it and after you renovated it with your daughter from 2012 to 2015 when you leased it to the defendant.
That is correct.
So it was renovated in 2012.
That is correct.
Is your claim that when the defendant moved out, she left extensive damage in the house? The defendant says there wasn't extensive damage. Whatever was there, it was normal wear and tear. So do you have photographs of the house from when you moved out?
I do not.
Tell me when the defendant moved out.
June of 2017.
And she notified you she didn't want to renew her lease?
She notified the property manager at the time.
How much was rent?
Her rent was $800. Initially started in the first lease as $750.
But at the last year was $800?
That's correct.
Where were you moving to?
I was moving back home with my mother to help her out because she had just a few months previous to that had lost her husband, and I was
So you were moving back with your mother?
Yeah.
How many people lived in the house?
Me, my 3 kids, and the other tenant.
You had 2 tenants in the house?
I had 2 adult tenants, yes.
Did the other tenant remain?
No, they moved into the property together and they moved out of the property together.
Is this someone that you are a friend
This is
to?
my cousin.
When you moved out in June, you received, according to your complaint, a notification that you should come out to see the house.
That's correct. When the defendant moved out of the property, I was notified by the
Did you do a walkthrough with the property manager when you moved out?
We did a walkthrough in May when it came out.
What day in June did you move out?
I moved out June 1st.
I would like to see a copy of the walkthrough.
They didn't give me no copy.
Do you have a copy of the walkthrough?
I do not. I just have photos of the walkthrough from the day she moved out.
May I see them?
Yes.
Who's writing on the walls?
My 8-year-old daughter.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Who told her that that was an appropriate thing to do, to write on somebody else's walls?
Each time she done it, she was put on punishment for it.
This isn't a one-shot deal of her writing on the walls. She wrote on the walls often, at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was supervising her?
Who was supervising her?
That's
She
my
might be
question. You have the answer.
She might have been upstairs after she had left the bathroom or whatever.
Show this to the defendant, please, and tell me who did that to the blinds.
Okay, these blinds, I see the pictures, and
Who did that to the blinds?
my same 8-year-old.
Who did this to the walls? Holes in the walls.
By me living there, I will take responsibility for the holes in the wall. Same person I just showed you about the other 2 is the same one who was doing all the damage.
What happened to the kitchen cabinets?
Okay, where you see the paint coming off at, it was painted gray, and by me cleaning the cabinets with bleach, the bleach, what they did was damage the cabinet, and the paint started coming off, and that's why the cabinets was like that.
You have communication from the property manager?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
That was the afternoon of the walkthrough where
Could you please show this to the defendant?
he and the contractor took photos and also gave me the estimate amount of damages.
Is she living with you now?
Mm-hmm. It's here.
How does she and her children treat your property?
They treated all right.
Well, who taught her to treat other people's property like this?
Nobody.
Did you have the place fixed?
I have.
Do you have the receipts for me?
I do. Would you like the receipts or would you like I have a breakdown of everything?
Well, I would like the actual receipts. Okay. Did you re-rent the property or are you selling it?
The property has not been rented again because of the pest. So when she left the property, she left it infested with bed bugs, roaches, and mice. So on the initial visit to Ohio to take care of the property and restore it, we were not able to do any of the work on that initial visit because when we walked through, we had 5 contractors with us and at least a dozen mice scurried across the floor. We also noticed that there was a roach infestation. We called out the exterminator and then he advised us that there was also a bed bug infestation.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. You bought a car from the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
The purchase price of the car was $1,500.
Yes, ma'am.
You gave him $700.
I gave him 43 hours labor at $11 an hour.
You gave him money.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money?
300 cash.
And then you bartered for some.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did he barter for?
$445.
$445. So that's $745 so far that you gave him towards the $1,500 purchase price.
Yes, ma'am.
And you knew him from before.
Yes, ma'am.
And you made this deal 7 or 8 months ago. On what date?
I don't remember the exact date, ma'am.
Month.
June 10th.
Now, the deal became a little more complicated because the car that he sold you, he had already sold to his nephew.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that there's only one other person in the room who's not a party. That would be the nephew.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had already sold the car to the nephew for how much?
$1,500.
Nephew.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did you pay your uncle for the car?
$1,098.
Okay, sit. And you were supposed to pay him out the rest, but then you went to jail and it all got screwed up. Anyway, so far, I want to get this straight. You've got $1,098 from your nephew and $745 from the plaintiff.
Yes.
Because in June of last year, you said to the plaintiff, I'll sell you this 1998 Lincoln Town Car because my nephew went to jail and he hasn't finished paying for it, but you have to go repossess it.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
So you went and got the car.
Yes, ma'am.
You still have the car.
Yeah, I do currently, yes.
By the way, who holds the title to the car?
I do.
So it's your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Then he sort of found out that he really shouldn't have taken it from his nephew. He says, you didn't finish paying for the car, which you agree you did not finish
Yes,
paying
ma'am,
for
I
the
did
car.
not.
And we're now 9 months later that you've been driving the car,
Yes, ma'am.
right? 9 months, for which you have paid so far $745, plus you made one other payment.
Yes, ma'am.
When?
December.
You gave him $25.
Yeah, I got they're right there. He sent me a new receipt.
You gave him $25. So $745 plus 25 is $770.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you have $1,098 from nephew, $770 from him.
Yes.
In total, $1,868 is what you have so far for this car.
Yes, ma'am.
Plus, you still have the title for the car. Am I getting it right? You got so far.
There's some missing parts.
You've got so far, no, the simple story, and I'm a very simple girl. The simple story is you have a car that you sold to your nephew for $1,500. You also sold it to the plaintiff for $1,500. But you collected from the two of them $1,868, which is $368 more than you would have gotten from either one of them if it was a clean sale. So far, are we on the same page?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Now, so let me deal with your counterclaim, which a counterclaim, as my grandmother would say, never counterclaim he's got. A counterclaim for $5,000. He's got a counterclaim, Mr. Martin, for $5,000, money owed for car damage, lost wages, travel expenses, and the return of the car. Are you out of your mind?
No, ma'am.
Now I'm going to tell you why you're out of your mind. Could you tell me what the Kelly Blue Book is for this 20-year-old car?
$825.
$825. So, sir, you are the only person who is now seeking $7,000 for an $800 car. Do you understand how stupid that sounds?
Yes, my countersuit was based on his suit against me saying the car is valued at $2,200.
Car is worth $800, and your countersuit was based on his lawsuit. So let me explain this to you, sir. You're not getting a penny. You've already got $1,868 from these two people in the what is, you know, a little Ponzi scheme. You sell the car to one, then you can go repossess it. You sell it to somebody else, go repossess it from him. You did try to take the car back from him, didn't you?
Well,
That's either a yes or a
ma'am.
no. Go get it. I have it. Now, you, on the other hand, didn't finish paying for the car.
No, ma'am.
So you want to explain to me how you owe him? I mean, that was your deal. That was your contract with him,
Yes, ma'am.
$1,500, which you didn't pay. And there's still a balance due. Let me do this on this new calculator that they put here because, believe it or not, somebody stole the calculator off my desk. So now I have to learn to work a whole new calculator, which is not easy for me. So I'm putting it on. $1,500, here's the minus sign, $770 equals $730. So you still owe him $730?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Well, then what are you suing him for $5,000 for?
Because in December 18th, I found out a couple days before from Cater's dad that he actually had gotten a title from Bobby and wanted the car picked up. Cater did.
Bottom line is, he paid more for the car than you did.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that. And when he came to my house...
Just a second. So, did your uncle give you back the money?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
The car dealership won't give me my money back if they
I'm not
repo
talking-
my car.
Now, listen to me. He's your nephew. You sold it to him. Let me ask you this question, sir. You sold the car for $1,500. $1,500 is all you're entitled to for the car. But you have to return your nephew's money. If I say to the plaintiff, not only am I not giving you $5,000, but you have to give him the remainder of what you owe him, and I'm going to have him sign the title over to you, so then you have the title and the car. That's what you bargained for. Then he's going to sue you, and I'm going to give him money. Do you understand?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Do you understand?
I do.
Well, if you don't understand, sir, I'm going to make it very simple for you. Take out the title.
The original
Take
deal,
out the title. I'm
the
going to make it
original
simple
deal
for
on
you.
the car,
I'm going to make it simple for you. In whose name is the title?
Cater Martin.
Get up. Sign the title over to the plaintiff. Now, sir, you are out $1,098 that I think you ought to get by suing your uncle. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that? Why?
Because I think my uncle was in the right for what he did.
No, he's not in the right anymore.
Well, I'm the owner on the title. Since he is the lien holder, he has the right. Since he did not
listen
make...
to me. He's going to pay him. Listen to me. He's going to pay him. Sign it. Is the defendant a lien holder, Bird, on that title?
Robert Sam Martin.
Yes.
Yep.
By you.
Yes.
Great. Fabulous. Now, here is the title to your car. On your counterclaim, instead of dismissing the entire counterclaim, which I would ordinarily do, he owes you $730. I'm awarding you $730, which means that you are now double whole. You have the $1,500 from the plaintiff that he agreed to pay you for the car. Your nephew, if he's smart, is going to sue you if you don't give him the $1,098 for the car because, in effect, you got paid for this car twice. He bought a car, which he no longer wants. I don't care.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care if it blew up. I don't care if it stopped running.
Still runs the drive.
It still runs fine, and you should have paid for the car. No excuses. It's
I had
done.
some income tax to pay it, though.
I don't care.
That was the deal.
Listen to me. That's not his problem.
Nope.
If you bought a car from Buick or Chrysler or Ford, and you said, you know what, my income tax return wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, so I can't pay you for the car, they would take your car.
Yeah. Yes.
I want you to think of him that way. Now, file a lawsuit. I'd be delighted to hear it. Got your car.
Yep.
It's yours. Title, register it, and you got your money.
I don't see how he gets to get the car whenever he didn't fulfill his contract on the payments. And, like, if I went to a car dealership and I bought a car...
That's why you're in court. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen.
But if it's a car dealer's eyes...
Ears. That's why we're in court, to try to resolve this issue. And I've just resolved it. He's had the car for 9 months. He should have paid for it.
And he stole the car from my girlfriend.
He should have paid for it. Now he paid for it. That has nothing to do with you. Your lawsuit is against your uncle. Your uncle told him to repossess the car from you.
He stole
Do
the
you
car
understand?
from my girlfriend.
Do you understand what? Do you understand that your uncle told him that you hadn't made payments to go and get the car and he would sell it to him? I just want you to say I understand that that's what happened. That's all I care about.
On the same concept, me going December 25th with the laws to get the car, and the laws told me straight up I could not take the car from him unless I went down and got the title put in my name, which I was going to do that Monday, which they texted me that Monday and said that there was filing a lawsuit on us, so there was no point in me going down and having the title, him taken off the lien holder and my name put on the title because I could have went and took the car.
Shh, I want you to. It has nothing to do with you.
How not? I'm on the title. I'm the owner.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not
Might as well
anymore.
forget it.
Your uncle sold it to him. That's all. We're done here. Goodbye. Mr. Copeland, the defendant is your former wife. You have 2 children, and according to what I read, you were divorced in 2006. How old are your children now?
My oldest one, Robert's 17, and Xavier's 14.
And when you divorced, Robert lived with you?
No, he was living with the grandmother. I was incarcerated.
When did Robert come to live with you?
December 2011.
And your other son?
Xavier, he moved in with me of May of last year.
Prior to that, was he living with his mother?
Yeah.
And in your divorce, was there any mention of child support?
No.
Were you incarcerated at the time of the divorce?
Yes.
Okay, so you divorced him while he was incarcerated.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what was the date of your release?
July of 2007.
Haven't been back.
Nope.
Good for you. Okay, this is what the case is about. I assume that neither one of you has, over the course of the last 10 years, paid child support to the other. Is that correct?
No.
Have you paid child support to her? No.
No.
And you have not paid child support to him?
No.
Each of you had one child living with you, and that sounded like a reasonable thing to do. You took care of your son's expenses, of Xavier's expenses, and you took care of Robert's expenses. Reasonable. But last year, Xavier decided he wanted to live with you. And they're both in high school. This is what the case is about, and have many extracurricular activities. And Xavier had some dental expenses.
Robert did.
Robert
Yeah.
had some dental expenses. And according to you, your former wife agreed to split those expenses with you,
Yes.
because now you have both boys living with you. And that's what you're suing for, half of those expenses, which are a little over $2,000. I'm going to start with you, Mrs. Copeland. How do you support yourself?
I just got laid off. I was working at Save Mart. I was a clerical worker. I was there for 3 years, but they just closed that company down, so I am unemployed right now.
As of what date?
August 18th.
You receive unemployment insurance benefits?
I have not received it yet, so I'm waiting. But I will be getting it, and they said I will be getting like $3.99 a week, but I have not received it at all
Who do you
yet.
live with?
I live by myself.
What's your rent?
My rent is $700 a month.
How'd you manage to pay your rent in September?
Well, I'm not gonna have my apartment anymore, so I gave a 60-day notice, so, because I'm not gonna be able to pay it.
Where are you moving? Mrs.
That I
Copeland?
don't know yet.
You have an idea.
I think I'm probably gonna share, rent a room from somebody because I do not have the money. I'm gonna go back to school, so they're gonna pay, EDD is gonna pay for me to go to school, so.
Have you tried to find another job
Well,
since August?
I'm gonna go to school. The EDD is offering, since it was such a major layoff, they're offering to pay for us to go to school. So I wanna go to learn how to take blood to be a phlebotomist. That's what I'm gonna go into.
And how are you going to support yourself while you do that?
I'll get unemployment while I'm going to school, and the class that I want to take to be a phlebotomist is not very long. It's like a 4-month class before I could get my certificate, so that's what I plan on doing.
Did you discuss that with your former husband?
We really don't talk much.
Do you see both Xavier and...
Yeah, I'm supposed to get them on the 2nd and 4th weekend of the month, although usually when it's my time to see Robert. Since he's 17, he has a job, he has a girlfriend, he usually has things to do, and so he doesn't come much.
And Xavier?
Xavier comes, he comes.
When did you have this conversation with Mrs. Copeland about sharing expenses? What month?
May of last year, when Xavier moved in with me.
So he was with you September of 2015, October of 2015,
All during the summer.
November, December, the entire 2015, and part of 2016. So you did have expenses. Tell me when you first asked Mrs. Copeland to pay any of those expenses.
As soon as they started arising.
Well, let me see. Do you have anything
Yeah, I got-
in writing?
It's all labeled, and the pages are behind it. It's all the receipts.
No, I'm not looking for the receipts.
Oh.
I'm asking you when,
Oh,
Mr.
on the front
Copeland,
page.
you first said to her, because then she was working in 2015, when you first said to her, I need to pay some of these expenses.
June 3rd, that's when she made the first payment, so that's basically when she's...
Your Honor, if I may approach the bench.
Just a second.
Okay.
See, at the very bottom, those are when she made
No.
the payments. She was paying, had a good communication, she was paying regularly, coming $20 here, $100 here, and then just stopped. Everything just stopped.
When did it stop?
That last payment, August 9th?
August of this year,
Yeah.
when she lost her job.
No, she was still working.
And she's currently working.
She's currently working right now.
Where?
Can I sit more evidence right here?
Absolutely.
These are the screenshots where she's working. These are the ads she's working. And here's the screenshots just going up. So she's working. A lot of the days she's supposed to pick up the boys, those are the dates she's, just scroll up. Those are all the days she's been doing it. And that's how she's been supporting herself, I believe.
Could be. Should return this. This is what I'm going to suggest that you do, Mr. Copeland. You see, what you're doing is you're coming to me, you and your former wife made an agreement instead of going to family court and saying, well, we each don't have a child living with us anymore. What we have is we have me taking care of both boys. So I need a formal order, or we can work it out. If you went to family court and got a formal order, if she was working, and she was working then, she would have had to have paid a certain amount of money to you for the support of both children. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You chose to deal with this in another way, independently, which is fine. And she was paying you bits of money, 20 here,
Yeah.
40 here, 100 here. But at this point, she's coming in and she's saying to me, I have no regular source of income. And if you were in family court, she would be making a request for the family court order of support to be suspended while she's unemployed, or take a certain amount of money from her unemployment insurance every week, which you would be entitled to. What kind of work do you do?
Maintenance worker? No.
You work for the same company? Explain that to me.
Prior to the beginning of the year, I was working the refineries. That's like a contractor job, off and on. So I got hired on as a maintenance worker at a bottling plant. So I full time.
And you're remarried?
Yeah.
This is your wife? She works?
Yep.
You have any other children other than these two boys?
Yep.
How old are they?
7, 9, and 10.
And the 7, 10, and 9-year-olds are your biological
Just the
children?
youngest one.
Just the 7-year-old?
Yeah.
And the 9 and 10-year-old are yours from previous marriage, but you work.
Yes, I do work.
So it's very nice that you want to go to school, and I think it's probably a very wise idea. But you will be collecting unemployment, and this is the path that you chose. You have to pay him money out of your unemployment insurance every week. Well, how much do you intend to pay him?
I have no problem giving anything. Like, he's going after me for child support. I have to go to court on November. I just received that in the mail too. So I'll be going to child support court on November 16th, I believe. I'm going to child support. Oh yeah, 15th of November.
That will be taken care of? Yes.
I'm on a divorce. They said the child support was to be reserved. The child support I'm going after for November this is from stuff from behind us. The child support is a whole different thing.
No, it isn't.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, it isn't. If she was paying you consistently until she lost her job, which your memo, which you prepared for this case, seems to indicate, and she was in fact contributing something until her circumstance changed, and that was well over a year, right? You're going to have to go to court and get an order of support. And you can ask the court to make it retroactive to a date in August.
Okay.
And they will fix what they deem to be a reasonable order retroactively. But I'm not getting involved with, I just bought Xavier a jacket and your portion of the jacket is $25. I mean, you did the right thing by taking her to court. She should be paying child support. Your wife has children, she works, she contributes to their support. Well, so did she.
Can I approach the bench?
Shoot, no, don't approach the bench. You can
Thank
stand
you.
there.
Okay, thank you.
No, there.
Okay, so the reason that we had started to document this and the reason that we are coming here today is because the payments were never consistent. Just to give you an example, Robert had his braces that were coming up. The down payment was $500. I had given her a 6-month period to make that payment, which we had never received a payment towards that in 6 months.
So why didn't you go back to court then?
Because
to
there was
fix
never
it?
a court order.
But that's what you're doing now.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So the verbal agreement was working very well for us. We were having a very good open communication. We were receiving payments, okay? That is correct. 8 months ago, we noticed that there had been a decline in her behavior. We were doing things as a family prior to that. It came abruptly to a stop. Her behavior changed 8 months ago. 4 months ago, it was complete stop of making the payments and the communication. That's why we're here today, is because we are now dealing with financial responsibility of the braces, which was...
Is what you're really talking about the braces? Because I'm telling you, I'm not getting involved in a jacket
The
Yeah,
braces?
the braces.
cross stick.
The braces, yes.
Fine. Then let's talk about the braces.
Okay.
Who are the braces for?
Robert.
Robert.
Now, Robert was initially your responsibility.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
lived with you. When did you have the discussion with your former wife about the braces for Robert?
January.
January of this year. How much were the braces?
Here, braces.
Mrs. Copeland, how much were the braces?
I believe they were like 2,000 and something, which I have medical. I have Kaiser for the next 3 months. Even though I got laid off, I still have medical. And my Kaiser paid for some of those braces.
Just a second.
But I think it's like 2,000, something
Just
like
a second.
that.
Were the braces $2,000?
$5,800.
I'd like to see it.
That's the additional cost.
Now, you had a discussion with her in January. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yes.
Did any of her insurance cover any portion of the braces?
Yes, it did.
How much?
$1,200. It's right there on the paper.
I have insurance as well that covers them.
So it was a double insurance.
Yes.
Okay, so your out-of-pocket expenses were half of this $5,800.
Yes.
Did you make any payments whatsoever other than insurance?
I believe that I did come and bring Gary some money for the braces. I don't know if it was like when I made like the $100 and something payment, but it was something towards. I know I got it. They were like it was supposed to be 67 something a month. I was supposed to give them, and I did go and take Gary a payment.
Okay, let us say that she owes half of what the balance was, which was $2,400 after insurance, which would bring her portion down to $1,200. Did she make any payments towards the $1,200?
The one payment.
For?
$68 she gave me.
And that's what you remember? Okay. Your child support obligations are going to be fixed by a court in November. I certainly hope that the court sets an amount that's reasonable, but it should be consistent because they should be able to rely on you contributing to the support of your minor children, no different from if you were a guy who decided to go back to school. Going back to school is very nice, but you have children and you have a responsibility to them. I think that you did acknowledge that you agreed to pay for half of the unreimbursed dental costs for your son, because that's evidenced by the fact that you said, I did make a payment, right? Your portion was $1,200. If you made a $67 payment, the balance is $1,133, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff. They're done.
I believe that she made the right decision.
I'm happy with the decision.
I just think they're kind of money hungry right now.
For the kids, I go without and she don't.
When my kids turn 18, I don't have to deal with him anymore.
I'm happy with that.
Really choose who you have your kids with, because you have to deal with them for the rest of your life.
Do what's right for the kids and don't worry about the eggs.
Each of you tells a different story about an event that occurred a couple of years ago where you allege, Mr. Shui, that you were injured by the defendant, who you say punched you.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is what I'm visualizing from the story, and then I'm going to let you pick it up. You were going to a restaurant.
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of restaurant?
It was a breakfast brunch cafe
Where? In what city?
in San Mateo, California.
Who were you there with?
My father, my brother, my mother, my aunt, and my uncle.
How many people were you?
6 people total, including me.
And the restaurant was busy.
Yes.
So according to what I read, you were waiting outside.
Yes, that's correct.
Were there other people also waiting outside for a table?
Yes, about 15 to 20 people.
What time of the day was it?
It was around noontime.
And what day of the week?
It was Sunday.
You remember the date?
It was the 20th of December, 2015.
And you decided that you had to use the restroom.
Yes, that's correct.
So you were going into the restaurant.
Correct.
Mr. Pogue and his family had been having brunch and were finished. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And who were you with?
I was with my wife and our 2 sons, Isaiah and Alan.
How old are they?
They are 8 and 9 years old.
And you got up to leave, you paid your bill, and according to what I read, pretty consistent on both sides, you were holding the door open for your wife.
That's correct,
So
Your
that
Honor.
she and the children could leave.
Right.
And the appropriate thing is for you to wait until he's not holding the door for you. He's holding the door for his wife, to wait until his wife and children leave, then take the door from him and go in, right? That's not what you did. What you did was scoot past them to go into the restaurant. Not a tragedy, rude.
Sure.
And that's what he said to you.
Correct.
He said, according to you, that was rude. Is that what he said?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did you say?
I said, I'm not rude, you're rude.
Well, so then you were wrong, because I'm telling you, you were rude.
Your Honor, he was taking a long time. When he opened the door, his wife was nowhere near the door, And because he was taking a prolonged period of time, I decided to squeeze in first.
You were rude.
Maybe so.
Right. And he called you out on it. He said you were rude. Even if you think that his wife was taking too long, you were still wrong because he wasn't rude. You think him telling you that you were rude was why he was rude?
Yes, I felt like the tone, the voice that he said that in.
You didn't like his tone?
No.
Did you grow up in California?
Yes.
They talk an awful lot about tones and feelings here in California.
Sure do.
Feelings are hurt right there. You grow up in Brooklyn, you're not so interested in your feelings. You're interested in getting across the street.
Sure.
So you didn't like his tone. So his tone you thought was rude. Now I think I have created the word picture for people out there. You're rude. No, you're rude. Pick it up from there.
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Shu.
After that, he left the restaurant. I went to the bathroom as I had planned to do, and I washed my hands. I used the toilet, and then I headed back out to.
In that order.
No, not in that order, Your Honor. Toilet first, then the sink, and then I left.
I'm just curious. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible, but
And then I went to go meet my family, who was outside. And as I was leaving the restaurant, right as I approached the front door, I saw Mr. Pogue come into the restaurant with a different outfit than I had first seen him in. And he said, "Hey, do you want to fight me? You want to challenge, tough guy?"
No.
And then I told him to back up because he was trying to get in my face. You know, he was.
Okay, and this conversation is taking place in the restaurant, outside the restaurant?
It was immediately inside the restaurant, right inside the doorway.
Is there a vestibule?
No.
So it's right at the door, but you're inside the restaurant. Okay, is the door open or closed?
Closed.
Keep going.
And then I told Mr. Pogue to back up. I said, "Hey, back up, back up, don't touch me," because he was getting really close to me.
So he got very close to you.
Yes.
And
I asked him to back up.
you told me that already.
Yes.
And
he did back up, and he turned around to leave the restaurant. And right as he stepped foot outside the restaurant, I had also stepped foot outside the restaurant, and the door closed behind us. And then Mr. Pogue suddenly turned around, and he said, "Hey, tough guy." And then he hit me in the mouth with a closed fist.
Okay. So when you said, "Hey, get away from me," who exited the restaurant first?
Mr. Pogue did.
Okay. And you were going outside to see your family.
Correct.
Now you have a nut whose family is gone. He went to the car, changed his outfit.
Correct.
To come back into the restaurant, you think, to look for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And now you're both standing at the door. And you say he's in your face, but his back is to the door, right? And he was moving closer to you because you say he was in your face.
Correct.
And you say to him, so now you see this nut is sort of confronting you, Mr. Shu. And you say, "Get away from me. You're in my face, you're in my space." So Mr. Pogue has to turn around. So now he's facing the door, and he goes out the door.
Correct.
An intelligent young man would say, "You know what? I'm going to stay in here for a minute and let him leave." That's what an intelligent young man would do. Would say, "Well, because I haven't started with him yet. I have somebody who's aggressive, who clearly came back looking for trouble. It appears that I have averted trouble because he's leaving. I don't think I'm going to go right back to join my family. The table wasn't ready. They weren't giving it to somebody else."
Right.
So what did you go outside for?
I didn't think that there would be further
You didn't
aggression.
think?
No.
You weren't thinking all morning. You weren't thinking. You weren't thinking when you scooted in, when he was holding the door. You weren't thinking when this nut job who went to his car, changed his clothes, came back looking for a fight. You said, "You want to fight me?" And he said, "Nah, I'm leaving." And he turns around and leaves, and you follow him right outside.
Well, Your Honor, the entire confrontation happened so quickly, I didn't have time to think.
Okay. And he punched you.
Yes.
In the face.
Yes.
And this case dragged on in the criminal court for 2 years. And were there ever any charges filed?
Yes, 2 misdemeanor charges were filed, but they were dismissed due to lack of evidence.
They were dismissed. Okay, and that's why you're here now 2 years later, because you want some financial compensation for being hit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pogue, you want to tell me your version of the events?
Absolutely, I do, Your Honor.
So
The initial
wait,
contact.
the initial contact we understand.
Right.
You're holding the door for your wife.
Right.
Mr. I can't wait to go to the bathroom.
Right. He walks
Scoots
through my
in.
wife. He actually physically walks through her. It's not
Well,
like
he didn't
she was.
walk through her.
He did.
He can't walk through your wife. She's not an invisible person. He can't
Well,
walk through your wife.
in
but
terms
he
of
walked
physically.
around her.
In her space. He actually
I got
touched her. Okay.
exactly what he did.
Okay.
I got to say, he was being stupid. It usually requires nothing more than a look. When somebody does that to me, if I'm holding the door
Right.
for one of my grandchildren and
Right.
some idiot scoots in and doesn't let that child go, I
Right.
look at him like this. Idiot.
Yeah. Well, I said it in terms of you're rude, and he got
That
close
was
enough to
actually
my
nicer
face.
than I would have done.
It wasn't. He was aggressive. He got in my face close enough to spit in my face and tell me that I'm rude. Okay.
Okay.
So
No,
at this point,
when he said no, you're rude.
exactly
I got
Yeah.
exactly
Right.
I got exactly what happened.
with the spit and
I got
the
exactly
physical.
what happened.
Okay. So I get my family to the car. I put on a jacket and I walk back in the restaurant.
There we go, Mr. Pogue. Now that's your problem.
That is a problem, only to confront him about, not physically, to tell him, to reiterate with him that he was rude for what he did.
Mr. Pogue, unnecessary. You agree?
I agree.
And let me tell you who else told you it was unnecessary. She did, because you go to the car, you put her in the car with your two children. Did you tell him, forget it, let it go? No. That's what I'm asking you. That's either a yes or a no. Did you tell him, forget it, let it go?
Yes.
Stand up for 1 minute. I'm not trying to put you in difficult circumstance. Were you annoyed that he left you and the boys in the car while he went back to confront this guy?
Well, the problem is that the car was right there, like 5 steps
To get
off, from the door. So it was really fast. He just went there, opened the door for me again in the car, and then he went back in.
How could somebody so polite? I've been married to for 40 years. I've been opening car doors for myself for 40 years. You have somebody who holds the door open for you,
He's a good husband.
right?
Yes.
And opens the car door for you.
Yes.
So from where you were sitting in the car, you could see what was going on?
Well,
That's either a yes or a no.
to tell you the truth, no.
Good.
Because-
That's all. I know. I want you to lie to me. Now, you put on a jacket to go and confront him.
Not to confront him, Your Honor, to tell him that he was to
Just a
reiterate that he was rude again.
I think that the word you used before was to confront him, to reiterate that he was rude.
Right. Confront doesn't always mean physically.
I didn't say it was physical. Keep going.
So
Yeah.
I walked in the restaurant. The young man was standing inside the door, obviously waiting for his table. He was not walking out the door. I walked up to him. I told him he was rude again. Again, he approached me in my face, backed me out the door. I told him to take his hands off me. He's
Just
close
said
enough.
when he backed you out the door,
Right.
where were his hands?
On my body,
Where on your body?
on my torso. He's leaning over me. This kid stands 6'3". He's leaning over me. He backed me up 10, 15 feet out the door. Told him again to take his hands off me. At that point, he didn't. He kept coming forward.
Okay.
I did not punch him. I struck him with a forearm. That's how
Whether you
close he
punched
was
him or
to
not,
me.
if he put his hands on you first, then he deserved whatever he got. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
Did you put your hands on him, is my question.
Absolutely not.
I'd like to see the police report.
Sure. Here's the police report.
Okay. Did you have a medical bill, Mr. Shue?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Sure. Your Honor, if I could explain the bill. As a result of the attack and the punch to my face, I was wearing braces at the time. And
I know the police officer noticed a small scratch inside your cheek.
actually, I have photos that show the laceration, and the laceration was
I'd like to see it.
not what I would describe as small.
I suppose that depends upon whether it's happened to you or somebody else.
Sure.
This is your problem, Mr. Pogue. Your problem is it was all over. I read the police report. Have you read it?
I have not had a chance to read it. They
Well,
wouldn't
I'd
allow
like
me
you to
have
read it. There was a person who was there, who was a witness, who was interviewed by the police. Because when the police came, of course, your story was that he put his hands on you first. He may have gotten the short end of the stick after a confrontation, but he placed his hands on you first. My problem with your behavior, Mr. Pogue, is that you shouldn't have gone back into the restaurant. And not only shouldn't you have gone back into the restaurant, but you went back into the restaurant after changing your clothes, putting on a jacket and a beanie, and a toothpick.
Your
right?
Honor, it was December. It was 30 degrees outside.
Your wife just told me that the car was 5 feet away from the restaurant. That's what she just told me. So you didn't have to get all warmed up to go inside 5 feet. You actually walked into the restaurant. It didn't change that much in temperature. If anything, it usually gets warmer during the day. So when you went into the restaurant, it was colder. You went into the restaurant without a jacket. When you went back and dropped your wife off, what you want me to believe is the world stopped turning on the axis the way it usually does. It got colder after brunch. Now, you're a grown man, Mr. Pogue. If somebody calls you rude and you think that they're rude, that comes under the category of sticks and stones will break my bones. You thought that you were going to change his impression of your behavior, calling him rude. Nothing that you would have said to him was going to change. He is very sure of himself. I think his behavior was silly, but your behavior was stupid, and your behavior caused this incident. Judgment
Your
for
Honor,
the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. We're done.
I think the young man learned a valuable lesson that day.
I think her decision was excellent. She clearly saw through this man's intentions.
Look at the man. He stands 6'3" tall. I'm 5'9".
He came looking for a fight.
I'm a grown man. I can take care of myself.
He has no excuse to hit someone.
So now we're in September. In September, did he give you a check?
So what happened was on August 30th, I was alerted by the bank that my husband withdrew $1,472, funds that were not supposed to be touched. Our lawyers said, do not touch that money.
Was that in a joint account?
Yes.
Stand up. Did you withdraw $1,472 from a joint account?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Because she was transferring money, utilizing that money for other things. And before it all disappeared, I said, I'm withdrawing half of what was mine, half of the money that was in there.
Just a second. You had an agreement with your respective lawyers not to touch a pool of money. I think we're not going back here years of separation. So at the end of June, how much was in that account, Mr. Cole?
The end of June?
Yeah, when you left.
Nothing. Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
Zero. Okay. And who put money in there in July?
It was a tax refund. Tax refund.
So a tax refund came in.
Correct.
In what month?
August, I believe. Yeah, August. We were in court.
So in
September.
August, tax refund went directly into the account.
Yes.
In what amount?
Just under $6,000.
So $6,000 went into the bank in August. Do you remember what date in August?
No.
Do you remember what date in August, Mrs. Cole?
I think it was between August 8th and August 10th of 2016.
And on what date did you draw out $1,472?
Towards the end of the month.
Now I want you to think very, very carefully, Mr. Cole. During that 2-week period, because you said you drew out this $1,472 because your wife, who has custody of your 3 children, was using that money for other things. I would like you to itemize the other things she was using the money for so that you felt entitled to take out $1,472.
I don't know exactly what it was for.
I mean, was she using it for... Just a second. Did you see money coming out for a spray tan or for breast augmentation?
No.
Then I'd like you to tell me what other things there were that you triggered in your mind an entitlement to remove funds from an account that a judge had said to you, don't touch.
It was the attorneys that said don't touch.
Fine, attorneys.
Okay.
Yours and hers.
And she was taking money out of the account. And
Just
before
a
it
second.
disappeared.
Well, so then you've changed your statement. Your first statement is she was taking out money out of the account for things that she shouldn't take money out of the account for. Okay? So now you're not saying that she shouldn't have taken money out of the account for frivolous things. It could have been for other things, but you don't know what they were. So I'd like you to tell me how much money she took out of the account.
It was probably in the realm of hundreds of dollars.
No. You went against an agreement with your attorney and you took out an odd number, $1,472. Now, she looks like she's got everything written down very, very carefully. You are standing there with your mother with nothing in front of you. Is it correct that in the month of July, You didn't send $1,400 for the support of your children. You sent $800 for the support of your children.
No,
How much did you send for the support of your children in the month of July?
I don't have that paperwork in front of me.
Well, where did you think you were coming today? To the
We
beach?
were coming to.
Just a second. Where did you think you were coming? You were coming to the beach? No, this is all leading up to what happened on the date that your former wife, and I'm not usually, if you ever watch this program, you understand, I'm an ecumenical abuser. If I think that she did the wrong thing by going to your mother's house because something was wrong with a check, I'll let her have it. But right now, I'm not getting a good vibe from your side. Because first, you tell me that you touched money that you weren't supposed to touch because she was using it for things she shouldn't have. That triggers in my mind, if I didn't ask the next question, going to get gels on her nails instead of supporting your 3 children who are 15, 13, and 11, okay? And you can't support 3 goldfish on $1,400 a month. Do you understand? Ms. Hill, you're the owner of a rental property that the defendant was renting from you since 2015.
Correct.
What kind of rental property is it?
A single-family home.
Do you own the home?
I do.
When did you purchase it?
In 2012.
Did you purchase it as a rental property?
I did not. I lived in the residence before renting it to the defendant.
Who did you live there with?
My daughter.
And why did you move out?
I was relocated for work, so I moved to Florida.
How much did you pay for the house?
I bought the house from an auction for about $13,000.
And did you put any money into it?
I did. I put about $20,000 into the home.
And you lived in it after you purchased it and after you renovated it with your daughter from 2012 to 2015 when you leased it to the defendant.
That is correct.
So it was renovated in 2012.
That is correct.
Is your claim that when the defendant moved out, she left extensive damage in the house? The defendant says there wasn't extensive damage. Whatever was there, it was normal wear and tear. So do you have photographs of the house from when you moved out?
I do not.
Tell me when the defendant moved out.
June of 2017.
And she notified you she didn't want to renew her lease?
She notified the property manager at the time.
How much was rent?
Her rent was $800. Initially started in the first lease as $750.
But at the last year was $800?
That's correct.
Where were you moving to?
I was moving back home with my mother to help her out because she had just a few months previous to that and lost her husband, and I was.
So you were moving back with your mother?
Yeah.
How many people lived in the house?
Me, my 3 kids, and the other tenant.
You had 2 tenants in the house?
I had 2 adult tenants, yes.
Did the other tenant remain?
No, they moved into the property together and they moved out of the property together.
Is this someone that you are a friend to?
This is my cousin.
When you moved out in June, you received, according to your complaint, a notification that you should come out to see the house.
That's correct. When the defendant moved out of the property, I was notified by
Did you do a walkthrough with the property manager when you moved out?
We did a walkthrough in May when it came out.
What day in June did you move out?
I moved out June 1st.
I would like to see a copy of the walkthrough.
They didn't give me no copy.
Do you have a copy of the walkthrough?
I do not. I just have photos of the walkthrough from the day she moved out.
May I see them?
Yes.
Who's writing on the walls?
My 8-year-old daughter.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Who told her that that was an appropriate thing to do, to write on somebody else's walls?
Each time she done it, she was put on punishment for it.
This isn't a one-shot deal of her writing on the walls. She wrote on the walls often, at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was supervising her?
Who was supervising her?
That's my question. You have the answer.
She might have been upstairs after she left the bathroom or whatever.
Show this to the defendant, please, and tell me who did that to the blinds.
Okay, these blinds, I see the pictures, and...
Who did that to the blinds?
My same 8-year-old.
Who did this to the walls? Holes in the walls.
By me living there, I will take responsibility for the holes in the wall. Same person I just showed you about the other 2 is the same one who was doing all the damage.
What happened to the kitchen cabinets?
Okay, where you see the paint coming off at, it was painted gray, and by me cleaning the cabinets with bleach, the bleach, what they did was damage the cabinet, and the paint started coming off, and that's why the cabinets was like that.
You have communication from the property manager?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
That was the afternoon of the walkthrough where...
Could you please show this to the defendant?
He and the contractor took photos and also gave me the estimate amount of damages.
That's not true with that picture.
Is she living with you now?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
How does she and her children treat your property?
They treat it all right.
Well, who taught her to treat other people's property like this?
Nobody.
Did you have the place fixed?
I have.
Do you have the receipts for me?
I do. Would you like the receipts or would you like I have a breakdown of everything?
Well, I would like the actual receipts.
Okay.
Did you re-rent the property or are you selling it?
The property has not been rented again because of the pest. So when she left the property, she left it infested with bed bugs, roaches, and mice. So on the initial visit to Ohio to take care of the property and restore it, we were not able to do any of the work on that initial visit because when we walked through, we had 5 contractors with us and at least a dozen mice scurried across the floor. We also noticed that there was a roach infestation. We called out the exterminator and then he advised us that there was also a bed bug infestation.
Charging for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. Mr. Smith, how did you meet the plaintiff?
The plaintiff was a friend of a friend. Approximately 3 years ago, my cat needed babysitting, so I initiated her. I re-met her again a year ago.
And when you say you initiated something a year ago, tell me what it was that you initiated.
I had purchased a 100-year-old house, and I was conversing with my friends, and she was present about the problems I was having with fixing the house up. I had hired an inspector, but he didn't do a good job. I needed plumbing, a roof, electrical. There was no foundation on my house.
Were you living there?
I was residing there, yes.
With all those things not being there, no foundation, no plumbing, nothing.
They were operational, but not totally functional.
Now we're going to get back how you came to her to help you with all these problems. Stop playing with the papers. There are more papers there than in the Supreme Court.
He's got a long history, Your Honor. Sorry.
This is going to be very short. Trust me.
I hired an agent to redo the roof, which I knew needed. She offered to do it. She said she was a contractor. She said
she offered to do the roof herself, or to?
That's what she offered, with a crew of hers.
With a crew?
Correct. But she doesn't have a contractor's license, and she's been on disability since 1992. And I gave her a small portion of the job to put in a solar tube light in the roof.
Did you hire her to do the roof job?
Yeah, I did pay her, yes.
How much?
About $25,000.
To act as a GC, general contractor, getting crews to do things in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you acknowledge, Ms. Smith, that you were paid to do some GC work, general contracting work in his house?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
You were never paid?
I reimbursed employees that
Don't try to double talk me. Were you ever paid by Mr. Smith for work that you or crews hired by you did on his house?
No, Your Honor. I helped him hire the people. He said he needed people, and he wanted me to oversee the workers for work on his house. I did not employ him myself. He did.
Just a second. I got it. I got it. I got her. I got it. I got her. How much do you get from disability a month?
I don't get disability.
You don't get any kind of disability. Be very careful. You don't get any kind of disability.
I had disability. That's why I met Mr. Smith.
Just a second. I asked you a question. What year did you start to collect disability?
I was injured at one time in 1992.
1992. Mm-hmm. In what year, which is even more interesting, did you stop collecting disability?
2015.
So, according to you, until shortly before you started to do work for him, you were collecting disability.
I did not work.
Now tell me why your disability benefits were cut off last year.
That has nothing to do with this case.
Oh, it has everything to do with this case. It has everything to do with your last answer. Because when I ask you, well, you paid money to GC, and you start dancing around because if you were paid $25,000 to GC a project, even though you paid other people, then you committed fraud on the federal government. They're going to come looking for you. It has everything to do with this case. You want to tell me why your disability was stopped, if it was?
It had nothing to do with my case with him.
Really? Your case is dismissed. You may be hustling for a long time, Ms. Smith, but you don't hustle me. You don't hustle me. You don't answer my questions, your case is dismissed. Now, according to you, you let her stay in the house while she was doing some GC work on the house. She of course said in her now dismissed claim that she was a renter and you illegally evicted her and therefore she wants $5,000. That's what her case was about, that I've just disposed of. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. The counterclaim says that she proceeded to, after her keys were taken away, to engage in a course of conduct that was harassment. And at one point, she broke into your house and assaulted you. You want to tell me about it?
I allowed her to stay in the room as a guest. She lived 40 miles away. I was trying to help her. She had lack of assets. And she disappeared for 3 weeks, and there was a foul order coming from the room.
When was this? Give me the month.
November.
Okay.
I entered the room. I found stolen property of mine, an old flight suit, camera lenses, dog tags, 7 pairs of scissors. It was a total mess. I decided at this point in time that she had been gone for 3 weeks with no communication. Perhaps it was time I changed the locks. She arrives home. She doesn't even try the locks. She climbs under the house where the foundation wasn't yet, into the basement, into the kitchen, upstairs, pummeled me, grabbed my laptop, and ran away.
Did you call the police?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it.
I'll provide you with all the police.
No, don't give me everything. Just give me the first police report when she came in and came into the house. When was the last time you had any contact with her?
In court, approximately 3 weeks ago.
What court?
She had filed another motion to dismiss my protection order. She showed up late beyond the roll call and argued with the judge that she was there, and when she wasn't.
You filed the protective order. Was it finally granted?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long do you have the protective order for?
A year starting March of this year.
And that's to keep her away from your house?
And no contact me.
And no Would you put the papers down? Is there any reason whatsoever that you would want to have any contact whatsoever with Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed the protection order against Mr. Smith in December of 2015.
Was it granted?
Yes, it was.
For how long?
For 30 days, and I came down with
Just a
ocular
second.
migraines and could not make the hearing.
I don't care.
Okay.
It was dismissed. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, just like his
Fine.
order because it was default.
Just
I was not able to make it.
He
Can't
has
be
an order
granted.
of protection against you. That means he can't come near you, which he has not. There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you.
Actually, I've got phone calls, Your Honor.
There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you. So what part of put the papers down don't you get? You have no reason to look at papers. I've dismissed your claim. I'm merely addressing the countersuit.
Well, I have evidence for the countersuit, Your Honor.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when you found that the locks were changed.
I was not informed the locks were changed, Your Honor. I have...
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when the locks were changed.
That day earlier, the day before, when I was driving there, or actually from 3 days before, Mr. Smith was locked out of the house. He called and he wanted me to come home because he wanted me to let him in the house because he had lost his key.
Yes.
And then he had told me that he had crawled under the house. Well, when I came back in town, I was only gone for 3 days. And I have text messages and his employees that worked under me the day before, he had taken my purse. Mr. Stevens had my purse and had sent it over to Marshall's house, which was my house, because I'd left it in Cooley Down with him, and he had sent it.
Mr. Smith, when was the last contact you had with her?
Approximately 3 weeks ago.
And that was...
At the hearing.
Okay, so this is really what you...
Yes, ma'am.
Pay careful attention. This is really what you have to do. You have to tell your lawyer that at some point, your lawyer has to move before the court not to allow her, without a judge okaying it first, to file a petition against you, to reinstate her protective order, to vitiate your protective order. Sometimes when people file serial orders and there's something wrong with them, judges will do that. They will say, before a clerk can file anything, it needs a judge's counter-signature. Do you understand? What does that mean?
I would like to make one short comment.
Yes.
The judge at the last hearing stated she's a vexatious litigant.
I mean, those are nice words. If they were said, that doesn't mean an order.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
By a judge that says, before you may file another proceeding against Marshall Smith, you must get judicial approval to do that, which means the judge has to look at the allegations, look at the history of the case, and say, not again on my watch. Do you understand? Your counterclaim is dismissed. You have an attorney. Your claim is for sure dismissed. We're done. You claim you overpaid him in rent, which he raised your rent from an initial $300. He raised it to $600. And according to you, that was in violation of the law. And in addition, you say he put some of your things outside and they were damaged. That's your case. Mr. Augustus says that he owns a private home. And it was ultimately determined that he could charge whatever rent he wants to someone who's renting a room in his private home.
That's correct.
And that you lived there without paying rent from May until October. And in addition, you made some false allegations to the housing authority against him, and that was back in the beginning of the summer. And despite the fact that you reported him to the housing authority for maintaining unsavory living conditions, you elected to stay there until October without paying rent, so he has a counterclaim. All right, let's take care of the easy things first. You moved in on what date, Miss Kelly?
August 2014.
And you moved out on what date?
October 3rd, 2016.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a waitress. I do bottle serving in clubs or events, things like that.
Okay. So you lived there for 2 years?
Yeah.
And I assume you had options as far as living places?
No. I'm from New York, so I came out here and...
Well, of course you have options. If things are unsafe, unsanitary,
No,
or too
if I
expensive,
don't have
you move.
family.
You move. That's what you do. People who don't like where they're living, they move. Now, when you moved in, your rent was $300.
Yes.
When did he raise it to $600?
He raised it to $500 first.
When?
January 2015. And then he
$500 first, and you agreed to pay him the $500?
Yes, because I had nowhere else to go.
And then when did he raise it again?
January 2016.
He raised it another $100?
Yes.
Did you have your own room in his house?
Yes.
Any other boarders in his house?
No.
Did he also live there?
Yes.
How long have you been renting a room, Mr. Augustus, in your house?
Well, I had two sisters living with me. They moved in around June of 2014. And
Had you ever rented a room to anyone?
No, not prior to the two sisters. I always stayed in my house by myself.
Okay. Now, you're going to show me an official document, and Mr. Augustus is going to show me an official document. And your official document is going to say he overcharged you rent because of something. And your official document is going to tell me that you're not subject to any rule. Do you have that document?
I'm sorry, Judge Judy, I can't hear you.
Okay. Who are you?
Stacy, I'm his daughter.
Could you stand
Thank
up? Please
you.
tell me your name.
Stacy McKellar.
Ms. McKellar, do you have a document from the city indicating that he is not subject to any rent control?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, and you have one as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'd like to see it. So that will take care of one issue. Okay, your letter is dated August 4th of 2016.
He got his...
Just a second, I'm reading it. Okay, so this is from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, and it says, Mr. Augustus, we have reviewed a complaint, and it was for an illegal eviction and illegal rent increase. And it says, under the Rent Stabilization Office, rent may be increased a certain amount. You increased her rent too much, and therefore you have to repay her that rent. Then in September, which is a month later, this is also from the Los Angeles Housing Authority, a review of the applicability of the Los Angeles Rent Stabilization Ordinance to this property has been completed. Our review of the available property records indicate that the house located on this lot is not subject to rent stabilization ordinances because it is a single-family dwelling. Single-family dwellings are also exempt from Systemic Code Enforcement Program, and their records will be updated to reflect the exemption for this property. Okay, so did you see this letter?
Yeah, but
Just
they
a second.
lied. Yes.
All I'm asking is you saw this letter?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so that takes care of your overpayment.
How does that take over overpayment if he already signed before, even after he got that letter, he already signed that he was going to give me money for the overpayment. And they lied because there's another building in the back, someone pays rent, and his daughter only
I'm
popped up a
going
year
to
later.
explain it to you.
No, I'm just...
I'm going to explain it to you. The explanation is somebody in August didn't do their homework and examine his property and pay attention and didn't do their homework and looked and said, well, he can't raise rent from $300 to $600 because that's too much of an increase. So they sent you this letter. Based upon this letter, he agreed to pay you the overpayment that they said that he, stop shaking, that he said that they had to pay you. He evidently appealed it or asked them to look into the records, and when they did, they said, whoops, sorry, Somebody sent this in August, and they shouldn't have. You live in a private house, and if you want to rent a room, and if somebody wants to pay you $10,000 a month for the private room in a single-family dwelling that's not subject to rent stabilization, you can charge whatever you want. That's what the later letter indicates.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want. I've just explained it to you.
I know, but can I speak up on something?
You can tell me whatever you want.
Well, I'm going to let you know why later that popped up, because after we already settled where he had to pay money, he still didn't want to pay me money because he knew he was wrong. I have a letter from the health department stating how the house was not safety at all. There was 24 violations from housing, period, where he shouldn't have been living there in that type of living condition.
Move!
I did move. I did move. I wasn't going to leave anywhere, and I had nowhere place to go, and someone just throws my stuff out. His daughter wasn't even there for 2 years in a picture. She popped up and lied. There is another dwelling in their back house.
Listen to me. I'm just reading.
I understand what you're reading, but what I'm telling you, that is not facts. That is not the truth.
No, this is fact.
When they're lying to housing and they're telling that, they didn't come back to the house and see that it was only a single family house.
Blueprint.
Shh. Listen to me. You're not getting any money. Now, this is a free country. You work, you make a living.
And he threw my things out.
Listen, careful. You work, you make a living. If the living conditions that Mr. Augustus chooses to live in his own private house are unacceptable for anybody, you shouldn't live there. It's his house. If he wants to live like a pig in his house, he could live like a pig in his house. I don't know if his house is a pigsty, but if he wants to live there, it's a free America. That's his choice. You, on the other hand, don't own that house, and you have a choice to move elsewhere. You're supposed to be paying $600 a month rent. So what you did, according to Mr. Augustus, is you stopped paying rent in May.
No.
But you still, just a second, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But you still lived there in May, June, July, August, and September. For 5 months, despite the fact that it was so terrible, you still lived there. So my next question to you is, if the conditions were so terrible, and you lived there, because it's clear from both of your papers, May, June, July, August, September, and you moved out in October, did you pay rent for those months?
No.
Well, that comes under my story if you go into a restaurant and order a steak. You're a waitress. Pay attention. You go into a restaurant and order a steak. From you, you're the waitress. Mm-hmm. And you serve the steak, and the person that ordered the steak finishes the steak, and then you give them a bill. And they said, we're not paying for the steak, we didn't like it. And they walk out. Does your boss take that out of your wages that you let somebody eat for free?
I guess, but not in this case. I couldn't compare that to this case.
Just a second. If you eat the steak, you have to pay for it. So you lived in the house May, June, July, August, and September. You lived in this house that you say was terrible. You called the health department.
Can I tell you why I stayed that long? Because in May, I received a 3-day notice where he told me he was just going to kick me out and I had to just leave and pay that money, and he threw my things out. He threw my things out then, where I had to call the cops on him. He never served me an eviction notice.
You're not answering my question.
But I'm saying why I stayed that long. Because he was trying to still get money from me without any eviction notice, without any of the stuff, before I even had notice of all that stuff.
Miss Kelly.
Before I had notice of housing, of that being a single family, of anything.
Miss Kelly, I'm not talking about him.
I'm talking about why I stayed.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I stayed because I had legal rights to still stay there, even though he tried to just
Your
give
case
me a
is
notice.
dismissed. The whole thing is dismissed because you don't pay attention. I'm really trying to explain to you. No, you're not answering my question. If you live in a disgusting place that you
and I had nowhere to go, so I stayed.
You mean this is the only house in Los Angeles?
That's the only place where I had
Your
to
case
stay
is
where
dismissed.
I could pay money.
Now, your rent was $600 a month, and you lived there for 5 months. That's $3,000 that you didn't pay him. That's $3,000. You ate the steak.
And I overpaid him money.
No, you didn't overpay it, not according to the County of Los Angeles.
Okay.
You owe him $3,000. Judgment on the counterclaim. We're done. I assume that this is the prize.
Or lack thereof.
I assume that this is the prize. I assume that this is what the two of you fought over. Now, you have children with him.
That's correct.
How many?
2.
And you lived together ever?
Yes.
From when to when?
From 2012 to just recently.
What's it just recently?
April of 2016.
And when did you start to see, what's your last name?
Garcia.
When did you start to see Mr. Garcia?
The first week of May 2016.
And on May 27th of 2016, while you were seeing Mr. Garcia, and you weren't seeing Mr. Garcia, you and Mr. Garcia went over to his mother's house for a visit?
We were picking up some roller skates that he owned because we were going to go out skating that night.
And you drove your car?
Correct.
His mother has a house with a driveway?
There was, that's correct. There was a car parked in the driveway, even if there wasn't a car.
I'm trying to put this picture in my mind. So you drove your car and parked it where?
On the street in front of his house, or his mother's house.
Did you go inside? Did Mr. Garcia go inside?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, Miss Tennant showed up.
Correct.
Where were you and Mr. Garcia when Miss Tennant showed up?
I was in the restroom. He was outside.
So you don't know where he was when she showed up?
No.
So the next thing you know, when you come out of the restroom, Mr. Garcia is outside, and so is Miss Tennant.
No. The next thing I know, when I come out of the restroom, he's coming into the house.
Okay. Do you have a conversation with him?
He tells me, my baby mama here, my baby mama here.
Is that the way he said it to you?
That's the way he said it to me.
You remember that? Say yes or no.
No, ma'am.
Then I don't want to hear from you at all. You're back together again, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And?
So when he says that, my thought is...
Don't tell me, I don't care what you were thinking. He says,
my baby mama here, my baby mama here. Let me put you outside in the backyard and deal with her. And then when I'm done, we can go.
Okay. Did you go through the house to the backyard? Did you know how to get to the backyard?
He semi-walked me there, but I knew how to get there because I had been there before.
So you walked to the backyard?
That's correct.
And what's the next thing that happened?
The next thing that happened, to my understanding, I hear them arguing. I hear her saying comments such as, why don't you want to be with me? Why are you breaking up our family? We have kids together. Who is she? Where is she? Type of those are the comments I'm hearing from her. From him, I'm hearing, just leave, you're not supposed to be here, it doesn't matter who she is, it doesn't matter, there's nobody here, it doesn't matter, just leave. That's what I'm hearing from him. And from her, I'm just hearing
Okay, so you're listening from the backyard as to what's going on.
That's correct.
You're listening. What's the next thing that happened?
The next thing that happened is as I'm in the backyard, I went to the back door to see if I could get in the house because I wanted to leave. By this point in time, that's their drama. So I couldn't get back into the house through the back door. So I went around to the fence to try to get out of the gate so I could go to my car and leave. I couldn't get out the gate either because there was something keeping the latch closed. But I can see through the fence them arguing. I can see my car pretty much right in front of me. They're arguing back and forth, still saying the same types of conversations.
Gotcha.
And then the next thing I know, I see her pulling pieces off my car. I had weather strips on all 4 doors. I see her just pulling pieces off the car. When I see that, between the pulling and her movements, there's a huge dent in the side of my door. I saw all of this. I told Ryan, open this gate and let me out of here. She's not about to be damaging my property. He was like, you show right, open the gate. And I went towards my car. I wasn't thinking about her. I was ready to leave. She's coming towards me, shouting all kinds of things that don't even matter at this point. And then the next thing I know, she's swinging on me. I don't know how many times she hit me before I swung back.
Okay, let's stop there. I'd like to see what the car looked like.
Okay.
What the damage was to the car.
So these first 2 pictures are the original, what the car looked like when I bought it. And then the other pictures are the dent from different angles.
I want to see what the weather stripping was. Can I see that?
You can see that only on the first picture. I believe I have an arrow pointed to the weather stripping.
See. The plastic.
Harder plastic. So there had to have been some force used to pull them off.
Okay.
And the last 2 pictures, I believe, have a black stripe going down. That's my belt shut in the door to demonstrate that it's not flush against the door.
Did your insurance cover part of this?
My insurance covered none of it. I did not file a claim with the insurance.
Okay. Now, Miss Tennant, did you drive there or walk there?
Drove there.
Was it prearranged that you go to his mother's house?
Earlier that day it was.
I don't believe you. Okay, I don't believe you.
Okay.
Okay. And when you went by the house, you saw a car in the front.
Yes, I did.
Had you ever seen that car before?
No, ma'am.
Now, you went there to see his mother or to see him?
To see Ryan.
So that you want me to believe, this is what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that Mr. Prize Package made a date with you to see you at his mother's house, and he brought his girlfriend with him because he's either stupid. Is he stupid?
No, he's not stupid.
Is he vicious?
No, he's made a mistake.
Just a second. Now, that's not a mistake. That's either stupid or vicious. That's not a mistake. If you invite the mother of your children over for a visit and you bring your girlfriend with you to that meeting and you hide her in the backyard, that's either very stupid or vicious. That's not a mistake. You know, a mistake is if you order your tuna fish sandwich on rye and you like it on whole wheat. That's a mistake. So we're going to start from the beginning. You went over there and you had an arrangement to meet him there or not?
Yes, I just spoke to him earlier that day saying that I would come over towards the end of the evening. And that's when I arrived. And when I say end of the evening, it was before like midnight. It was like way before even 8 o'clock.
Do you know, just from your body English, I know you're lying to me. It's so fascinating how after 40 years you could tell, just from body English, when somebody's lying.
I've got proof in my phone that shows that we had plans to see each other that evening.
Then he's either stupid or vicious.
Okay, then that's him, not me.
I just want you to know then he's either stupid or vicious.
Okay.
So now you go over there because, according to you, you have plans to meet somebody who you're back with now and who was the father of your children. He happens to bring his girlfriend with him to the meeting. And when you realize that he's there with somebody, because at some point you realized that he was there with somebody. Now, at what point did you realize that he was there with somebody?
When she came running.
Just a second.
Okay.
At what point? You come in and you knock at the door, ring the bell. What do you do?
No, he was outside, getting out of the car, going into the house.
Getting out of the car. Had you forgotten cigarettes? Had you forgotten something in the car?
I was already sitting in the car, Your Honor.
You were what?
I was already sitting in the car.
Oh, she was just inside going to the bathroom. Is that right?
Yes.
When were you going to get your skates?
They were already in the car.
Okay, so now I got it. You were going roller skating. You had already picked up the roller skates and went back to the car with your girlfriend, and then she had to use the restroom, so you waited in the car.
Yes.
In the passenger seat?
In the driver's seat.
So you were driving her car?
Yes.
Okay, and she, of course, knows that it's not your car because she just broke up with you 4 weeks before, so she knew it was somebody else's car. Oh, I love this. Perfect. It's setting up setting up the whole picture. So you come by the house and you see boyfriend in somebody else's car in the driver's seat, so he's real comfortable. He's already picked up the roller skates to go roller skating with his girlfriend that night. Now you understand all that. So I would lean towards stupid rather than vicious if I were you. And you see him and he's getting out of the car and
so he proceeds to walk towards the house. And I said, hey, what are you doing? And he said, hey, didn't really know what to say. So he said, my friend is letting me use this car while he's at work, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay,
I didn't believe that.
Just like you didn't believe that? You didn't believe that because, so you know when somebody is lying to you.
Absolutely.
Great. So let's go. So he went,
Okay. And so then I said, well, let me see who is in the house. And I went through the house. There's no one there. So I walked back into the front. We're standing parallel to her car. And we were talking about the situation. And he was like, no, no, no. I promise you this person's car. He would not admit to that it was anybody else's car besides, I guess, a friend. So, yeah.
Great. You want to stop there?
No, I can continue.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Miss Duncan, what do you do for a living?
I'm retired, Your Honor, from the Department of Correction. I was a canteen manager, California.
When did you retire?
2015.
Now, you had a brother, passed away recently. The brother was disabled. The defendant lived with him for the last 5 years. He was a parental figure, is what I'm gathering from your papers.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
In your papers, you say that you were your brother's caretaker. Am I mistaken about that?
Yes, I am.
When you say you were his caretaker, were you his caretaker because you were his sister and loved him? But did you also get paid to be his caretaker?
Yes.
Of course you did. And you got paid by the state to be his caretaker.
Yes.
How did I know that? Now, for how many years had you been getting paid by the state to be his caretaker while you were also working for the Department of Corrections?
About 20 years.
And how much were you paid each month by the state to be his caretaker while you were working for the Department of Corrections?
500 and some change.
A what? A week?
Every 2 weeks, Your Honor.
So $1,000 a month?
Yes.
If your brother was a paraplegic, who was taking care of him when you were not?
He would take care of himself.
How can he take care of himself if he's a paraplegic?
Well, Your Honor, he could feed himself. You know, he could bathe himself, but I would do other things. Cook. My husband would cook for him. I would take him food, pay his bills.
If he could take care of himself, what would we be paying you $1,000 a month for?
Well, Your Honor, he was basically had plenty bed sores, so he have to be turned, he have to be cared for, bed sores had to be treated, so there was various things, Your Honor.
Who took care of him while you were working for the Department of Corrections?
Well, my husband, my daughters.
What kind of work does your husband do?
He's also retired from the Department of Corrections.
Now, this is what your case is about. She lived in your brother's house up until the time he died. Your brother told you that he had been saving money for the defendant, cash, in his safe, which was in his house. And I assume it's a portable safe. You could pick it up and move it, correct?
Yes.
Because you did pick it up and move it. And he also told you that he was saving money for you.
No, Your Honor, I did not know that until after he was deceased.
Really?
Yes.
So he didn't tell you he was saving money for you?
No, he told my sister, which is right here, he told her that he was saving it.
But he told you he was saving the money?
Yes.
For her?
Yes.
Now, when you came to take the safe where he was keeping the money for her, I want you to hold up in your hands and show me how big the safe was. This big?
Yes.
And this tall?
Yes.
Was she at home when you came to take the safe? That's a yes or a no?
Yes, yes.
And who did you come with when you came to take the safe?
My husband and my daughters.
And was that the same day that your brother died, or was it the day he was taken to the hospital?
It was a couple of days after, Your Honor.
After what?
After he had passed away.
So 2 days afterwards?
Yes.
And you knew that your brother had put away money in the safe for her, who lived with him for 5 years while you were working for the Department of Corrections and taking $1,000. You didn't get any money from the state for taking care of her brother, did you? What?
She got room and board free, Your Honor, because he was secretly saving the money for her, because she didn't know it. He was secretly saving it for her, Your Honor. So she lived rent-free for 5.5 years, not 5 years.
Very nice. Well, 5.5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
While you were working for the Department of Corrections, and she was living with your brother in his house.
Not working, Your Honor. Half of the time she wasn't working.
You're not following me. So far, the only scam I'm seeing is yours. Now, my question is, when I'm creating this picture for myself, if you knew that the cash was in the safe, belonged to her, why didn't you open the safe in front of her?
I tried several times, Your Honor, and couldn't get it open. I was too nervous. I was upset, Your Honor. My brother had just passed.
Not upset enough not to go get the safe.
No, because I had to get the information for his burial. I had to get the insurance policy, Your Honor.
So you thought that just the insurance policy for his burial was in the safe in addition to the cash?
Yes.
I'd like you to tell me what you did when you got the safe home to open it.
Well, Your Honor, I still couldn't open the safe. I was still too nervous. My middle daughter, she opened the safe. She's not able to be here, Your Honor, because she had to work.
I don't care. You have an idea where I'm going and what I think of your story. So you opened the safe, and according to you, in the safe for her, the only money, according to you, the only money in the safe was $5,000. Just $5,000. How much?
7, Your Honor.
They gave you 7?
No,
my
Your
husband,
Honor.
he counted it, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I only got $55.10 from the plaintiff.
55?
$5,510 that I counted in front of her.
Well, you knew that all the cash in the safe belonged to her. Didn't belong to you, right? I don't care about you being nervous. Invite her to your house to open the safe. You knew all the cash in the safe your brother told you belonged to her. So it would seem to me that if all you were looking for was the insurance policy and the most valuable thing in the safe was the cash, you would have made certain, if you wanted to be honest, that the person who was supposed to get the cash would be there when you opened the safe. Do you understand where I'm going?
Yes, she could.
Good. So, money owed for the return of your brother's property that you say was taken without your permission. Did your brother have a will?
No.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? You were the only ones there when the safe was opened.
No.
You were the only ones there when the safe was opened. You're like one
daughter,
voice. Is it a daughter?
Yes.
And a
My
husband?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
May I speak, Your Honor? Why would I take the money? She didn't even know it was in the safe. I gave it to her. If she didn't know it was in the safe, Your Honor, and I gave it to her, why would I want to take it? I didn't want her money. I wanted to bury my brother, Your Honor.
Then what you do is, if you knew that
I didn't know how
all
much,
the
Your Honor.
Just a second. You're not, listen, whether you're playing dumb or that's not an act, I don't know which one it is.
It's the
if
truth,
you
Your Honor.
knew that all the money in the safe belonged to her, then you open the safe in front of her.
I tried, Your Honor.
Then take her to your house. Don't remove the safe from where it is that the most valuable thing in is the cash. Take her to your house.
Your Honor, when I got to the house and the envelope was in there with her name on it, we immediately gave it to her.
Listen to me. She can't prove otherwise, so I don't know how much was in there, and she doesn't know exactly how much was in there, so I can't guess how much was in there. But I want you to know that that's the sense that I'm coming to when I'm coming to your other claims that she took valuable property that belonged to your brother and that you are entitled to. That's my mindset. So now you want to tell me what property that you claim she took that belonged to your brother?
Yes, that was valuable, just very valuable to my brother and sentimental to me, Your Honor. It was his computer, printer, fax machine, Bose speakers, watch, jewelries, household items, number of things.
Take any of those things?
No, ma'am. The only thing that I took that was in the initial police report was an electric trash can. That was the only thing that I took from the house, other than my things.
Just a second. Do you have anyone who saw her take the property from the house?
No. I know she took it, Your Honor. She was the only one who had a key. I had a key, my brother had a key, and he's in heaven, so she was the only one. And Your Honor, when you go in the house to see it, all her things was gone, and so was my brother's valuables. And she the only one had access to the house, Your Honor.
Well,
and Your Honor, I know the difference between a robbery and a steal, you know? She robbed him.
Really?
She robbed him.
Really?
Yes.
You think that you think that I think that you robbed her of money?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
I didn't ask you whether you did or not. Do you think that I think that you did?
You shouldn't, Your Honor, because if she didn't know she was getting the money and I gave it to her.
You gave her some of it.
No, I gave her all of it, Your Honor.
Don't believe
what
it.
all was in the envelope.
I don't believe it. Anyway, you have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim really is for the money. But you have no idea how much money was in there.
I do not.
Problem. It's a problem. I don't know how much money was in there. And we can't play a guessing game.
Yeah, I was paying him $200 for the first 2 years when I first moved in, and then he raised it to $350. And for the last year, since the beginning of 2016, I was paying $400. I had spoke with Doris.
Just a second. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If what you're telling me is that you were paying for room and board and paying him so much, and put your hand down, and that's the money that you think he was putting away, it doesn't matter because you don't know, and you have to know.
Yeah, my calculations came from she openly admitted to me and my sister that she knows of $250 since I've moved in. So that was $13,000.
Miss Reed, it's all guesswork.
Okay.
Now I'm interested in what happened at the funeral because it's your claim that you were assaulted at the funeral.
Yes.
You went to the funeral and you claimed that you were assaulted by a bunch of guys.
Yes.
And that somehow the plaintiff was involved.
Yes, she was standing outside with her other two daughters, and I was trying to talk to her and trying to,
Not trying to. I want you to tell me what you said to her, what she said to you.
I was talking to her, and I was discussing, trying to tell her, we are family. We shouldn't be arguing. I didn't steal anything from the house, so if we have any disagreement, then we need to talk about it. She just kept shooing me away, and as soon as I turned around,
3 men were approaching me. So my brother-in-law, he stepped in to keep them from getting to me.
So that you were not assaulted?
No, we all had to get in to the altercation because he was...
My question is, so you were not assaulted?
Yes, I was hit in my face.
By whom?
By one of the people that she had come down there. They were all in street clothes.
Do you have a police report?
No, ma'am, we do not.
Do you have a medical record?
No, ma'am.
Did you see a doctor?
No.
Were you injured?
No.
Okay. Listen, people have to take care of their business. Your bad judgment, you had 2 pieces of bad judgment. The first piece of bad judgment was taking state money for taking care of your brother, while you were also, put your hand down, while you were also collecting full pay from the Department of Corrections and later a pension from the Department of Corrections. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the thing that you knew for certain was that in the safe that your brother kept was cash, the most fungible form of an asset, cash. And you knew that your brother had told you that the cash in the safe he was saving, and it was his will that it go to the defendant for whatever reason. He wasn't leaving it to you. He wasn't leaving it to your 2 daughters who helped him. He wasn't leaving it to your husband who helped him. He was leaving it to the defendant. Your obligation, if you had wanted to follow through with your brother's wishes, would have been to open the safe in front of the defendant and say to her, my brother told me when he was alive that the money in the safe belongs to you, so whatever cash is in the safe is yours. I need his life insurance policy. By the way, did you find a life insurance policy?
Yes, yeah.
Great. And how much was it for?
$5,000.
And did that cover his burial expenses?
No, Your Honor. I paid $24,000.
Okay, so his life insurance policy didn't cover his burial expenses.
No.
You paid $2,400.
Yes.
Did you pay that to the funeral director in cash?
We did it over the phone, Your Honor, at credit card.
And was that before or after you opened the safe? Did you pay that to the funeral director in cash?
We did it over the phone, Your Honor, at credit card.
And was that before or after you opened the safe?
That was before.
Just a second. You went and got the safe 2 days after your brother died.
Yes.
When did you make the funeral arrangements?
A couple days after.
So you had already retrieved the safe.
Well,
You had already retrieved, according to you.
Yes.
You already had gotten the safe. You said you got the safe 2 days after your brother died. And 2 days after that, you got it because you needed the life insurance policy. Put your hand down. You got the life insurance policy because you had to make funeral arrangements for him.
Yes.
And then you saw the life insurance policy was only $5,000.
Yes.
And you were the beneficiary?
Yes.
Fine. And the funeral was $7,500. You got where I'm going?
Yes.
Okay. We're done here. Your case is dismissed.
We're not done.
Oh, I'm done. Case is dismissed. Ms. Hunsaker, you run a daycare center?
Yes, ma'am.
For how long?
I've had a family child care since 1987.
In what year did you first meet Miss Cotton?
2018.
Who introduced you?
I actually received a phone call from my neighbor who is a church secretary, and she said a mom had been calling looking for emergency child care for 4 hours so she could attend a training at work.
That was you?
Yes.
And you have how many children?
2.
Who is this?
My boyfriend.
Is he the father of either of these children?
No.
How old are your children?
13 and 8.
Okay, without going into a whole long story, you ended up, Miss Cotton, leaving your children with Miss Hunsiger because you were having some difficulties. Difficulties, I don't know what they were related to, whether they were related to substance abuse, whether they related to lack of housing. I don't know for what reason. But you left your children with Miss Hunsiger for how long?
About 6 months.
And in the 6 months, because you brought your children there, then became sort of friends, you were having difficulty, you asked her if she could take care of them for a while. She said yes, and anyway, you left them there. During any of that 6-month period, were you in a rehabilitation center?
No, I didn't need to be.
Were you in jail?
No, I didn't need to be.
Were you working?
Yes.
During that 6-month period, because that's what this is about, during that 6-month period, how much money did you give Miss Hunsiker for taking care of your children?
To her herself, none.
To her?
None.
To her? And how did you think that children were being supported?
Well, I was giving them food and things like that. I had already given them their clothes.
That's like a father saying to me, I take care of them, I bring them diapers. You know how many times I've heard that? Bringing them food. Let me ask you this question.
No, like filling the grocery.
Did you bring them food on a daily basis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? So that means you saw your children every day?
I did, but not breakfast and lunch because they were getting that at school.
So what you're telling me, Ms. Cotton, is that you brought your children dinner every day?
Yes.
Is that correct?
No, it is not.
Of course not. Okay. And how much cash did you provide Ms. Hunsinger for clothes, taking them to a movie, anything that a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old might need? Cash.
Zero cash.
Zero cash. Well,
they already had everything that they needed.
No,
and
they
I
didn't.
told her that anything that they needed extra, I would take care of, not a problem.
Listen to me, Ms. Cotton.
I saw them every day.
Ms. Cotton, if what you're suggesting to me is that you weren't in jail and you weren't in a rehab program, that you're suggesting that you saw your children every day, which I doubt, and that your contribution was bringing them dinner, that's not sufficient. That's what I would say to a man if he was standing there, and that's what I'm saying to you, because there's no difference. They're your children. Where is their father?
In a different state.
For the time that the children were living with you, did you have a child support order with regard to the father?
No.
Why?
Because it had never been served to him. When I don't know his whereabouts, it's kind of hard to serve him.
Were the children ever receiving public assistance?
Yes.
From what state?
Here.
From the state of California?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
In what year did the children start to receive public assistance in the state of California?
2017 for some time, and then 2018 for some time.
When in 2018?
I believe in June until December.
And what happened in December? What happened in December of 2018?
I didn't renew it.
During what period of time did the children reside with Miss Hunsinger? Is not an answer. You should know when your children resided. 13 and 8 resided outside your home. Month and year that the children resided with Miss Hunsinger.
They were over there in October, and she kept them in 2018.
Just a second. So just tell me when she started. October of 2000?
Well, she held them from me, Your Honor.
Just listen to me. I don't care. Do you understand?
Well, the other judge did. That's why they denied her case.
I'm on a whole different track from you. I'm on a whole different track from you. In what month did the children begin to reside with Miss Hunsinger?
In October 2018.
Is that correct?
October 4th, 2018.
October 1st, 2018.
No, ma'am. October 4th, 2018.
No, it wasn't.
Until when did they reside with you?
May 10th, 2019.
So that means that for at least 3 months that I can count, you were receiving public assistance for the children. Did you turn over any of that public assistance that you were receiving to the children to Miss Hunsinger, who was taking care of the children?
No,
the answer
because
is no.
Instead I filled up her groceries. I put groceries in her fridge, Your Honor.
No, she did not, but she did use her food stamps once to buy 1 gallon of milk and 1 quart of orange
Just a
juice.
second. I'm not asking food stamps yet. I'm just asking cash. Cash
I didn't receive any cash.
Oh, you said you were receiving both from June 2018 to December of 2018 for the children. And if the children lived with her October, November, and December, then you got cash.
I didn't receive cash. I was working, Your Honor.
I don't care if you were working or not. You just told me that you were receiving
you said
welfare
and
for the children.
The state, welfare is food stamps and cash.
Ms. Cotton, you are...
So, I was receiving food stamps. I was not receiving cash.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you should find out where the father of the children lived, because whether or not you made an agreement with Ms. Hunsinger, a contract with Ms. Hunsinger to provide for necessaries for your children, you as a parent are required under the law of every jurisdiction to provide for necessaries for children: food, clothing, shelter, medical, all other necessaries for children. You're required to do that. Not a stranger. You're required to do that. And you didn't do it. That's what she's suing for. And she's entitled to it. So
I didn't provide their housing. That was it.
I don't care. You said you were working. Great. That's your responsibility. Now let's move forward to your counterclaim. You are counterclaiming her for the return for $5,000 for return of property, the children's property. What property do you allege that she has?
Everything of
yours?
theirs.
What?
She has.
It's not an answer. Let's go. What does she have?
Xbox console, my son's bike, my daughter's bike, their scooters, 2 iPads, my motorcycle helmet. She has all of their clothes, their shoes, their undergarments, bedding.
Is what your
toys.
Do you have anything that Miss Cotton brought with her when she deposited her children with you?
I do have the children's clothing. I have been trying since May 20th to get her to join me and sign for them in front of a notary for liability reasons. She has refused to do so. I have text messages showing each and every time I have tried to get her to sign for everything.
This is the answer, because no good deed goes unpunished. I'm going to suggest that you box everything. You live in the same jurisdiction?
Yes, ma'am.
With a police escort. She is going to, at 5 o'clock next Thursday, put the things at 5 p.m. next Thursday. She is going to put all the children's boxed things outside. You have a private house?
I do.
Outside of the house. If you do not pick it up at 5 o'clock, she's going to call a trash and have them removed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
If you're not there,
Thank you.
if you're not there, everything goes. Do you understand? You
Yes,
cannot come
ma'am.
alone. That takes care of your counterclaim. Judgment for the plaintiff for the
Fantastic. What about
necessaries
my
for the
items,
children
Your Honor?
in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. Thank you. Miss Miller, your grandson passed away when?
October 9th, 2016.
How old was he?
26.
Did you see him often?
Not very much, just he worked a lot, so I didn't get to see him a lot.
Now, there came a time that you took out a life insurance policy on your grandson's life.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
When was that?
That was in October 2012.
Why?
I took out insurance policies on all my grandsons, so...
You did?
Yes.
How many grandsons do you have?
4.
Tell me why you took out insurance policies for them.
Well, I knew that myself and my husband would be close retirement age, and I wanted to make sure that they was taken care of properly, so that's why I took out the life insurance policies.
But it was life insurance policy on their lives.
Yes.
It wasn't a life insurance policy on your life.
No.
So that they would benefit from that because they're young people.
No, I took the life insurance policy out on each one of my grandsons, and my husband and I paid the premiums just to be on the safe side.
Okay. And then your grandson became engaged to Miss Morrison.
Yes.
And when was that?
I'm not sure that.
When was that, Miss Morrison?
He actually asked me back in 2013 in July.
And after your grandson told you that he and Miss Morrison were planning to be married, you transferred the beneficiary of your grandson's life insurance policy and made Miss Morrison the beneficiary of that policy.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Then in October of 2016, grandson sadly died. Miss Morrison collected the life insurance policy, which was how much?
Well, the policy was made for $15,000, if I'm correct. There's another $5,000 to be paid out in 2 years.
The policy itself, does it have a direction as to what is to be paid out of the proceeds of the policy? Do you have a copy of the life insurance policy?
Yes, ma'am,
I'd
I
like
do.
to take a look at it. Because what this lawsuit is about is Miss Morrison collected the $10,000 on the life insurance policy. She paid for the funeral, which amounted to a little over $6,300. And you're suing her now for $2,000 because you want her to pay for a headstone.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the lawsuit is about. Do you expect another $5,000 from this policy? Anyone?
I'm no longer pursuing the other $5,000.
Can you tell me why? Because it is for 15.
It is for 15. The other $5,000 is to be paid out in 2 years from the date that it was originally issued.
So, in a year from now?
About a year and a half, yes. But I do not want to pursue it because it's become too much of a hassle. I did not know I was the beneficiary at the beginning of this whole situation.
No, you're all right.
And because of everything that has happened, I don't want the money. It's never been about the money for me in the first place.
What was your fiancé's first name?
Christopher.
Were you and Christopher living together when he died?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you been living together?
A little over a year.
Okay, so you had a little over $3,000 left over after the payment of the funeral expenses.
Yes, ma'am.
What contract did you have, Miss Miller, with Miss Morrison to pay for a headstone?
Your Honor, we didn't have a contract. We had a verbal agreement.
Well, if there's an agreement.
I spoke to her twice in the same week that my grandson died, briefly, and she promised me that she would see that the funeral bill was being paid for and the headstone.
Well, tell me when that conversation took place.
Well, she was still living at the lake, and I was at my house. We didn't.
So tell me, I would like to hear the conversation. Because at that time, did she know that she was the beneficiary of the...
She knew.
At that time that Christopher died, had she been made aware that she was the beneficiary of a life insurance policy?
Yes, ma'am, she knew it before then.
Who told her?
Christopher did.
Okay, well, I can't tell that, and you can't tell her that either. All right, so after
she
Christopher
was there
died...
whenever I talked to Christopher,
it doesn't
she
matter.
was there.
I'm listening to the conversation. Sit. It doesn't matter. I've asked you. You tell me. You called her and you said to her, I want you to pay, or you're going to pay for the funeral out of the life insurance policy. You had to have said that to her.
Yes, I said.
Just a second. You had to have said that to her. Or did she say to you, out of the insurance policy, I will pay for the funeral? Which way did it happen?
No.
That I'm going to believe.
I told her that those two things needed to be taken care of.
So,
whatever was left, she could spend whatever she wanted.
That's not up to you. That's not up to you. There's nothing in here that suggests that you have any right to direct what that $10,000 was to be used for. I've just read the contract. It doesn't say the insurance policy proceeds are to be used to pay my final expenses of a 26-year-old. It doesn't say that.
Your Honor, she gave our whole family false hope because we had nothing to go on but at her. We all thought that headstone, we was, even talking about what was going to have put on the headstone, her as the fiance. And then all of a sudden there was no headstone.
Just to say, you did have a headstone. I read the papers. There was a headstone.
It was a gifted one.
I don't care if it was gifted or not. It was a headstone.
With the last name spelled wrong.
Well, who spelled it wrong?
It came from a family friend. It didn't cost anything.
I don't care whether it didn't cost anything.
He spelled the last name wrong.
How did they spell the last name?
His last name is Siebenmorgen. M-O-R-G-A-N. It's M-O-R-G-E-N.
And if your friend spelled it wrong, did they say to you, we will fix it?
No, they did not fix it.
There is a tombstone that is there that does have the correct spelling.
May I see it?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to see a copy of the
Is there a headstone for your grandson that has a correct spelling?
No.
Before I look at this picture?
Would you like a copy of the misspelled one also?
Yes. Would you hand this to the plaintiff, please?
No, I've never seen that one.
When was the last time you were at the cemetery?
I've been to the cemetery one time.
Well, I'm just showing you.
At the funeral.
I'm just showing you that it's there. I mean, it's not photoshopped. It's there.
But she didn't do what she told me she's going to do.
Miss Miller
lied to me.
Miss Miller, how did the stone
I believe it was Christopher's stepfather and his father, but that was the one with the name spelled wrong.
No. This one with the name spelled
I never
correctly.
seen that. I didn't know anything about that one.
This one with the name spelled correctly. Who were the two people with him?
One of them is Christopher's father. I don't know who the other one is.
Well, if one of them is Christopher's father, then perhaps Christopher's father had it corrected. If you recognize his father as being one of the people in the... Okay, so there is a stone there. So why are we here? If you didn't know that the stone was there, then I say, well, I understand perhaps why you're here, but then the case is over, right? Because what you're suing for, even though you don't have a contract for it, was to have a stone placed at your grandson's grave by someone who inherited some money from a life insurance policy that you really never thought was going to come to pass, probably at least in your lifetime, because he was 26 years old and sadly took his own life. That's what I'm gathering from the papers. So I don't know what you want.
I just wanted her to purchase the headstone.
Well, if the headstone's been purchased by somebody else and it's there, so are you satisfied?
No.
Well, what do you want?
I want her to pay for the headstone.
Just a second. It's there. His father paid for it. If you didn't pay for it, his father paid for it. So it would be fair to say that you just want the money back, whatever money is left over.
I've got estimates of headstones because Christopher has 33 letters in his name. We wanted his full name on there. We wanted to put beloved.
Christopher Paul Daniel Seibenmorgen. How many other names does he have? That's
it.
one too many. He has 2 middle names, Christopher Paul Daniel, and then a last name. What else do you want on there?
We wanted to put beloved son, grandson.
Okie dokie. We're done here. Thank you very much. Case is dismissed. Ms. Braswell, this is the case as I see it unfold. You answered an ad for an apartment. It was an apartment that was in the same city that you were living?
Yes.
And did you look at the apartment before you sent the deposit in?
The outside of the apartment,
Just the outside. And you wired a deposit in, according to what I read in your complaint?
Yes.
To the defendant's bank account?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone show you the apartment before you wired the money?
No.
So from the ad, you wired the money. Now, do you have proof that you wired that money?
Yes, Your Honor. I have the wire transfer information.
May I see it, please? What was the rent on the apartment?
$1,050.
When you communicated with the person on Craigslist, was the person on Craigslist requested a deposit of how much?
He requested 3 months in advance, which was the duration of the lease.
$3,150.
Yes.
Which is what you wired.
Yes.
And the property agent alleged his name was James Charles.
Yes.
But the reference number, which Ms. Scroggins doesn't deny, is her banking information. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, when you went to get the keys for the apartment, you were told that the prior tenant was not moving out.
Right.
And you were told you'll get your money back.
Yes.
And you never got your money back.
Correct.
Okay. Person James that met you at the apartment?
He did not meet me. He called an hour before the appointment and canceled.
But it was indicated that you would get your money back because the prior tenant was not moving out.
Yes, he said on the phone and in emails and texts that I would have the money back in 24 hours.
May I see the emails, please? Yes, your payment is safe. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Now, very easy. You didn't get your money, you didn't get an apartment.
Right.
And the money went into your bank account.
Yes, ma'am.
But then your bank account was, according to you, closed.
Yes, ma'am, and I have proof of it.
Yeah, great. But this is your defense. Your defense is that you met a guy online.
Yes, ma'am.
That you were communicating with.
Yes, ma'am.
And that the person who you met online that you were communicating with, for some reason, asked you your banking tracking information because why?
Because we were going to be friends and he was going to help me when he came back to the States.
He was out of the country.
Yes, he was in Nigeria.
And you were communicating with him via email to Nigeria. That's what you're telling me.
No, Texas.
Texting. And he was going to help you how?
Financially, and we were going to just be friends and talk and help each other
either
out.
you're full of baloney or you're a fool.
I'm a fool.
Then she's not a fool. You're a fool.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to pay her money.
I don't owe her that money.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
No, that's why you're here.
I can prove
No,
it.
listen to me. That's why you're here. I don't care whether you got the money or not. You don't understand. I don't care whether you got the $3,150 or not.
He's a scammer. I got scammed.
Just a second.
Just as well as she did.
I said to you, either you got the money or you got scammed. But if you got scammed because you're a fool.
Right.
Nobody gives a stranger in Nigeria their banking information unless they're a fool. And because you were a fool, if that's what you want me to believe, that you're a fool, she suffered. As between the two of you, now, one way or another, does it sound like you're losing? Does it sound like you're losing? If it doesn't sound like you're losing, put the paper down. As between the two of you, an innocent person and a fool who caused her to lose money, because if I believe you, you were a fool to give a stranger your banking information. You can shake your head until it falls off. I'm telling you, either you're a fraudster or a fool. Either way, she gets her money from you. Because if you want me to believe that you're just a fool, You allowed a situation to exist where a stranger that you didn't know, who is out of the country, to have your banking information, so that person was in a position to scam innocent people like the plaintiff. So either you're a scammer or a fool. Either way, she gets $3,150. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Hey,
We're done.
I didn't even get to say my case.
We are done.
I got scammed just as well he did.
Listen. Now
but
you
I got scammed just
I
as
don't
well.
care. You're a fool. We're done. You want to tell me where this happened?
Your Honor, can I start with how it happened, if that's okay with you?
Sure.
Okay, Your Honor, on June 13th, Antoinette and her cousins was on the phone. They was having an argument because Antoinette, her sister, had slept with the...
No. We're not going to go back to talking about anybody else's bad business.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, well, Antoinette had texted me and cursed me out.
Is that the text message she sent you?
No,
I'd
this is a text message, my reply, because I sent it to her witness and my witness because we were all hanging together. So I sent it to them so it wouldn't be any nonsense. My reply to
Just
her.
a second. I would like to see her text to you.
I don't have her text to me.
Do you have it?
No. This happened a year ago, Your Honor.
I have the reply because it was saved in my witness's phone.
What good is the reply going to do to me if I didn't see her text?
Okay, because it was just telling her that I didn't have anything to do with her family business. Leave me out of it.
Fine. Do you remember getting that text that she didn't have anything to do with your family business?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So that was a while ago. That was in June.
Yes.
And?
So after this time, I was getting threatening messages. I told them then and there, please.
No, not them.
Antoinette and Andrea, her witness.
These two?
Yes, and their other sister. Please stop contacting me. I will call the police. It stopped after like 3-4 days. So this was June. Going to November the 6th, I have not had any contact with them at all. And at this time, myself, my witness, and another female was coming out of the Orpheum Theater. We seen some family members, close friends that we knew. We stopped and we talked to them. As we were standing there talking to them, one of the other people that was in her group came up and I spoke to her. We were all just talking. At that time...
What was the name of that person?
Her name was Monica.
Was she with you that evening?
Yes.
Okay.
So she came in and came cut between us.
Who came between us?
Monica. She just came over,
So far, I'm not seeing that you had any contact with her at all. So far, you were talking to some of your friends. Somebody that was with her group came up and talked to you. Where was she?
I didn't know at this time.
Okay, so you didn't know.
Yes. So I was facing the wall, so my back was against the crowd. Next thing I know personally, I woke up, I was laying on the ground. I have a videotape right here that...
Just tell me what happened.
Okay, I woke up. She was over me, straddling me, grabbing me like this. I heard her witness, Andrea Coleman, hollering, let them fight, let them fight. She was right at my head, and I've seen her. Who was her? Andrea Coleman was at my head, and I seen her, and I thought she was attacking me also. So I immediately started to attack once I kind of realized what was going on. I started to fight back. That's when she bit my hand, and then a guy out the blue.
Who bit your hand?
Antoinette. And that's when a guy from the crowd came and grabbed her up off of me. And I stayed there days because I'm trying to focus because I had just woke up and I'm trying to figure out these people I've known for over 20 years. My kids and Andrea's kids are cousins. I could never believe that they were attacking me just out the blue. So I'm standing there, and then immediately I just left. I didn't tell my witness or anybody what I was doing. I went next door. I called the police, and I have the police statement.
I'd like to see it.
Here you go.
Now, Ms. Coleman, I would like you to tell me your version of it, and then I'm going to see the video.
Okay, on November 6th, we was at the comedy show, and like she said, prior to that, we got into an altercation over the phone.
In June?
Yes, back in June. Barnetta is a busybody. She liked to be involved in stuff.
I didn't let her tell me because I didn't think that you wanted 10 million people to hear details of what the argument was about. Was I right about that?
Yeah, she was right.
Right. So I'm not going to let you tell me that she was a busybody.
Okay. So then at the Orpheum, how it's made, they have a downstairs and an upstairs. We were sitting downstairs, they were sitting upstairs. So we were coming out, they were coming down. So I seen Barnetta, but I proceeded to walk out of the Orpheum. Barnetta decided to follow me out of the Orpheum. So by then, all of these people is coming out of the Orpheum Theater. I get a few push from behind. I turn around, Barnetta Anderson is behind me. So I continue to walk out of the theater. But when we got outside of the theater, we stopped waiting for everybody else to come out the theater. Barnetta stopped right along with me, behind me. So by then I'm agitated because I already got pushed by you. So
So
well,
then,
you don't know who pushed you.
Well, I turned around, Barnetta was behind me.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
By then, I had confronted Barnetta like, why are you following me? At this point, all I remember is her pushing me back, and then it was just like an attack. And we ended up on the floor because my sister tried to come and grab me. But when she grabbed me, she fell back, I fell back. Barnetta fell on top of me. That's why Barnetta had scrapes to the knees, because she fell on top of me. I pushed Barnetta off of me. And when I pushed Barnetta off of me, that's when the tape shows me on top of Barnetta. Barnetta never blacked out. Barnetta fought back. It was a mutual altercation.
Now, what was the conversation that the two of you had with regard to that? Because that's what you're suing for.
Right.
You're suing for funeral expenses.
I explained to her that our funeral home never turns anybody away. I offered her a variety of different options, including free. That would have been what's called a Tarrant County burial. It's a dignified manner in which to get somebody buried. We own a cemetery as well as a funeral home. We sponsor, in part, with that program.
Okay, she didn't want to have a free funeral.
Yes, that's correct.
That kind of funeral. That is
That's
correct.
correct.
You wanted a proper burial for your son, which you considered was a proper burial.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he offered you a free service, but small, but dignified.
Dignified.
But small.
But no ceremony.
But Ms. Torres didn't want that.
Correct.
And then who mentioned this fund?
I mentioned the fund once she told me the way that she put it was her son was murdered. I wanted to make sure that she knew that there were options available, including a fund through Tarrant County for any victim of a crime. They would pay up to $5,000.
Okay. And do you have a contract with her?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. Because what I assume is you did a funeral for her that she was satisfied with, but ultimately she did not get this grant.
That is correct.
Either because they did not view what happened to her son as murder, because I can't imagine if he was in fact murdered, but he's a crime victim, why they would not approve it.
The contract you're reading is both for funeral and cemetery.
I got it. Okay, would you show Ms. Torres this document, please? That is your signature there, Ms. Torres, when it says buyer?
Yes.
Okay, so you understand you have a binding contract with him to pay for the funeral service. You understand that?
Yes.
Well, give me the reason why you didn't pay him.
Okay. So everything was not discussed with Mr. Monty.
I don't care what was discussed. I have a contract that you signed.
Okay.
And the contract is very, very simple. It says that you are purchasing this. I actually understand what happened because they probably, on your behalf, submitted your son's name, et cetera, to this Victims' Compensation Board for the purposes of them covering the funeral. They decided that your son's death did not fit within the parameters of what they do, so they turned you down. You're still obligated under this contract.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your, so why didn't you pay him?
Well, I was paying. He had hired an attorney. I did pay a couple of payments to him.
How much?
I think it was $200 or $300 that I paid to him.
And then why did you stop?
And it's not that I so much stopped; it's that it was getting too hard that my bills weren't fitting with everything else.
But you were prepared, just for my own information, you were prepared to spend $3,000. Where were you going to get the $3,000 from?
Well, I would have tried to find it from somewhere. I mean, my family.
You purchased 4 wigs and dropped them off at the defendant's home, I assume, to style them. Had he ever styled wigs for you before?
No, actually, he was my hairdresser. He have styled my own natural hair.
So when you bought these wigs, did you contact him to see whether he worked on wigs as well as natural hair?
Yes, I know for a fact I've seen him do wigs and sew-ins and glue-ins, so I know his history of doing wigs.
Okay, and from what you saw, his services were satisfactory?
Yes.
Okay.
29th, May 8th, and May 22nd.
Did you buy them online?
No, ma'am.
Where did you buy them?
There's a young lady in Sacramento. Her name is Tashana. She custom makes wigs out of raw Peruvian hair.
Do you have the receipt for payment for
Yes,
the 4
ma'am.
wigs?
I have my bank statement because the way I pay her is through Zelle.
Okay. And how much were the 4 wigs that you purchased from her?
$375 a piece.
So they were $14.90.
Yes.
The last one that you purchased from her was on May 22nd. And you dropped all 4 of them off at the defendant's shop or home?
His residence, because he wasn't able to work in his shop because of the COVID.
On what date?
That was on July 17th.
had anyone else styled the wigs before? You started buying them in April, then you bought some in May. Had anyone styled them other than the defendant?
No, just the young lady that custom made them for me. She's the only one that has touched them besides the defendant.
Had you worn them between April and the time that you dropped them off?
Each one maybe twice.
And you wore them the way they were?
Yes.
When you contacted the defendant about styling them, what did you tell him that you wanted him to do to the 4 wigs?
I do have a text message, and I call him my hair husband, so I just asked him, could he flat iron and curl? No cut, just flat iron and curl.
May I see the message? So you dropped them off?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
Did you cut all 4 wigs?
I trimmed them. I didn't cut.
Well, cut, trim, you took a scissor to them.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, you're not allowed to do that. She was very specific. She said to you, hey, husband, if I bring you my wigs, can you curl and flat iron them? No cut, just curl. Why didn't you ask her? She didn't ask for a trim. She didn't ask for anything other than, can you flat iron and curl them? No cut. Why did you cut them? She wants her money back. She said, I wore them. I wore each of them twice. They were different. I wanted them just the way they were when I bought them. And now, because you gave them a trim, they're 4 different wigs. Why wouldn't you call her and say, you said no cut, do you want me to trim them? You communicate with her. Why would you do that?
I wasn't thinking.
Weren't thinking, okay. So not thinking is going to cost you $14.90, and she paid you $30 to cut them because she didn't see them because of COVID. She didn't come in. You just gave them to her. That's what you say. Is that right?
No, I sent her a
picture. You didn't inspect them at the time that you picked them up.
No, I did not. I waited till I get home.
I sent her a picture of them when they were ready, and then I showed them to her on the head when I gave them to her when she pulled up in the car.
Is that true?
He sent me a picture, and if I can put it up here.
Yes, please.
Okay. This is what he said. He said the divas are ready, and I said laugh out loud because he called them divas. So when I got to his home, he brought them outside on a mannequin head, the mannequin heads that I gave him because I didn't know if he had any at home because of the COVID and the COVID that was going on. Mr. Nichols has a mom, an elderly mom at home. I did not want to stay there chit-chatting with him.
Okay, don't tell me the whole story.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
When for the first time did you question him about why he cut them?
The same day, like 7 minutes after I got home. We lived that close to each other.
Did you text him or call him?
I text him. And I do have the text
please?
messages here as well.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the text messages. Did he answer you?
He did call me, and I was on the Zoom call, and I told him I was going to call him right back for my job. I called him back, no answer. I called him a few times, no answer, and then I texted him when I was at work and informed him that I needed to discuss with him the damaged wigs that were done, and he never responded to the text. So at that point, I contacted Small Claims Court and asked them, because I've never done this before, what do I do? And,
got it.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $15.20.
Thank you.
Mr. Lyons, you were a tenant of the defendants for 3 years.
Yes.
And you had a security deposit of $1,400
Yes.
with the defendant. Your complaint seeks the return of the entire security deposit. She already sent you $500. She retained $900 of the security deposit.
Yes.
In addition, you're asking for other money for a whole lot of nonsense. Damaged property as a result of a pipe burst in February of 2020. You didn't move out until July. I assume the damaged property that you're referring to is the damaged property as a result of the pipe bursting.
No.
What damaged property as a result of what?
The roof leaking. There was heavy rainfall at the end of 2019, beginning of this year, that ruined our furniture, causing mold in the house. There was water throughout the house, damaging the furnace.
Okay, I get Mr. Lyons, understand this, sir. You're a renter. If there's a leak or a burst pipe and your stuff is damaged, that's what renter's insurance is for. That's what homeowner's insurance is for. Yeah. That's not what this nonsense is. That's why I'm saying there's a whole bunch of stuff here that's nonsense. You want the return of your security deposit. You also put in a claim here for wrongful eviction. But I read your complaint, and I read in your complaint that you gave her a 30-day notice on July 21st.
Yes.
You gave her notice. She didn't evict you. You gave her notice that you were moving out. Where did you move to?
Long Beach.
Who did you move in with?
My witness.
Good. And had you been planning on making that move? Is that why you gave her a notice on July 21st?
Yes.
That you were moving in with a new roommate? Yes, so she didn't evict you. Okay. Now let's talk about the return of the security deposit. Then the burden's on her. You had $1,400 of his security deposit. You returned $5. It's your responsibility to show me photographs of why you retained $900 of his security deposit.
Okay, $200 for the trash that was left in the curb. I have pictures.
Oh, so you have pictures and a bill or a receipt
Yes.
for who you paid to get rid of it.
Yes.
Good. I'd like to see the photographs and the bill.
Is that okay? The next one?
Yes, well, that's not $200 worth of trash. Is that all your junk out there? Sir,
The property damage,
is
yes.
that all your junk out there?
Yes.
That's not property damage stuff. That's stuff you didn't want. There's a broom there. That's ridiculous. Okay, so $200. Can I see the bill for removing all that trash?
There's going to be 2 bills, okay, for the cleaning.
Yes, I'd like to see them both. That says cleanup.
Yeah, it's $200 for the cleaning the curb and $200 to clean the apartment.
Okay, so $200 for cleaning the curb.
Yes.
Now, I didn't see pictures of inside the apartment. What are you alleging was wrong inside the apartment? So you do understand you owe her. She rightfully withheld $200 so far for cleaning up the trash that you left outside.
I don't
Well,
agree
I'm telling
to that.
you do. Okay. I don't care whether you agree to it or not. That's your trash to get rid of, not somebody else's. What is that?
Okay, these are the boxes, the refrigerator boxes where you keep your vegetables. That's one of them. Fungus. Fungus.
Okay, what else?
This is the kitchen counter.
Well, I don't know what is on there. What are you showing me?
They're stains. The stains, I don't know if you can see, it's a yellow, very deep yellow.
Very sticky, with lack of cleaning.
What else?
This is the drawer in the bathroom.
What color is it? Is it white?
The shelf is black, but this is a white stuff.
Stains. There's stains on the black.
What else? Did you take pictures, Mr. Lyons, of when you left the house?
Yes.
Did you take photographs? May I see them, please? Don't show me anymore. What is that?
Those are the pictures of the mold and whatnot growing in the bedroom.
I just want,
like that.
I want to see, sir. Is this how you left the apartment? I just want to see if you left it clean. I'm not looking at your mold. I'm finished with your mold. Get homeowner's insurance.
Okay.
Looks like he left the inside pretty clean.
And that's one.
Go ahead. Keep going. Is that when you left, sir?
Yes.
Go ahead. What are you showing me?
Of the kitchen cabinets. That's just one of the kitchen cabinets.
If they were cleaned out?
Mm-hmm. They were clean. There wasn't anything in them. That's the bathroom.
Okay. Got it. All right, Mr. Lyons, I don't have to see anymore. Okay. When Mr. Lyons left, he left in... Did you leave in August, sir?
August 1st.
You left August 1st. When did you re-rent the apartment?
September 3rd. It took me a month to clean.
No, it didn't take you a month to clean.
No, not to
You
clean.
have to clean. He
repair.
was living there for... No. Sorry. He left August 1st. You paid $200 to take away his trash, which you shouldn't have left there. That's really your job, to hire somebody to take away all your garbage.
I did. She had told me that when she took those pictures and stuff of the place and the trash, she's like, these needs to be cleaned up. And she's like, you need to come back after she had wrongfully evicted us. And I told
She
her, I
didn't
was
wrongfully evict you.
well, the agreement was for us to be out on the 21st. And on the
I don't... Listen to me. Listen to me, sir. She didn't wrongfully evict you. You gave her notice. You had a kerfuffle about the date because you were sleeping and you don't get up until 2 o'clock, according to you, to go to work, and she called you if she wanted her rent. I'm not interested.
I have a proof.
I just asked you about the trash that you left behind. I'm just asking you, are you telling me that you paid to have it taken away?
Yes, I had it arranged. I had the city to come on that same week to come get it. And Roxanne knows about this because I had told her, said, okay. And then she's like, no, I'm not waiting that long. And then she got it taken care of herself. And
Yeah,
I had to let her know via text.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. So far, you're entitled to your $700 back of the $900. She paid $200 to have somebody clean up that junk that you left outside. The apartment looked pretty clean to me. And if you were lucky enough to have the apartment vacant only for 1 month, and Mr. Lyons was living there for 3 years, you have to paint the place anyway. You have to get it into shape. You can't rent it again right away. You know that. Right. Ridiculous. Okay, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. We're finished.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
Your Honor.
We are finito. Miss Watts, this accident happened about 2 years ago. According to your complaint, you were riding a bicycle to a campus job that you had. Where do you go to school?
I attended Chico State University.
This incident happened on October 17th of 2018. Approximately what time?
Around 7:51 a.m.
So in the daylight?
Yes.
You were riding your bicycle, and it is your claim that the defendant hit you on the bike. You were injured, wore a knee brace, etc. The defendant says the accident was your fault. So let's try to figure it out, and then we'll try to figure out what took you 2 years to get here. You were riding in the street, correct, with traffic?
Yes, yeah. Well,
you were traveling in the street where cars travel, not on the sidewalk?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you traveling with traffic or against traffic?
I was riding against traffic. At that time, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to, and I was against.
I don't care whether you knew it or not.
Okay.
Whether you knew it is not relevant. You live in California. This incident happened in California. In California, it's illegal to drive against traffic. You know that now.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you know that now because, according to, I think what I read, you did at some point consult an attorney.
Yes, Your Honor. I did have an attorney, and he gave it to his assistant, which is my paralegal, who is with me today.
You no longer have that attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And I would suggest to you that one of the reasons you don't have that attorney is because it's very difficult, unless you can show some extraordinary reason, like the defendant was intoxicated, high, texting, doing something that was grossly negligent, that when you're committing an act that is illegal under California law, which is driving against traffic, very hard to prove that somebody else is culpable for an accident. So now you're traveling against traffic. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. According to your complaint, you were coming up to a driveway, the driveway of an apartment complex. So you tell me what happened.
Okay. On my way riding to school in the bike path, I saw a car pulling out of the driveway. At first, I had stopped to make sure that she knew that I was riding my bike. She had made a stop, a complete stop, and while I was riding from her right, she was only looking towards the left side, not looking both ways. So I was trying to make eye contact with her while I was riding my bike, also trying to acknowledge her. I was waving and I kept saying, hey, so she knew that I was approaching. And by the time that I was trying to pass her, she collided into my knee and my bike, and I had to stop my fall before I was hit by a truck. I could have been hit by a truck, correction, I'm sorry.
So it sounds to me like she did everything right. She stopped. She came to a complete stop. She was looking to make a right-hand turn.
Yes, Your Honor.
She looked to her left to make sure that there were no cars coming to her left so that she could make a right-hand turn. You were coming from the opposite direction, riding the wrong way, and she didn't see you. If you stopped before the driveway, actually stopped before the driveway, you wouldn't have gotten hit. Am I getting something? Is something not registering with me?
No, Your Honor. You're actually correct. All I knew was I was just trying to acknowledge her so she knew that I was coming towards the bike path.
But clearly, I mean, because she doesn't look like a nut job, and she wasn't drunk at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, and she came to a full stop. So you're not suggesting to me, Miss Watts, that you tried to make contact with her. You actually did make contact with her so that she acknowledged that you were there and that you could go, and she accelerated anyway and hit you on purpose. You're not suggesting that to me.
No, Your Honor.
Well, what theory do you have that would suggest to me that she's responsible for this accident? Just because you were on a smaller bike? What's your theory?
No, Your Honor. So,
I mean, you're not a lawyer.
Yes, I am not. The only problem that I had was after she hit me, at that time I was struck. I didn't know the protocol of, getting people's information or their insurance. All I asked was when after we collided, she looked at me and she said, I'm sorry, but I'm running late for school. And I told her that I was on my way to school as well, the same campus that we attend at the time. And all she did was give me her number. She put it in my phone, and there was a witness that was there that pulled over and saw the accident at the time. And she got back in her car, gave me my phone, got back in her car, and she just left. I tried to get in contact with her the next day because I told her I didn't want to file a lawsuit. I didn't want to sue her or anything because I was dealing with the physical pain from the handlebars colliding into my rib cage, and I went to the hospital that same day, just stating about, I just told her once I got in contact with Alyssa at the time, I told her, all I want is for you to just pay for the medical bills. That's it. I didn't want anything else. I didn't want to press charges. When I told my family, they told me it was best that I got her insurance information because that's what you're supposed to do when you get into an accident. So she just kept denying and didn't want to give me her insurance. And I told her, once again, I don't want to sue you. I don't want to press charges. I just want your insurance information because that's the protocol that we're supposed to do, and that's what my family requested. She hung up in my face. Yeah. I kept calling her. She did not answer and was ignoring my calls. I sent her a text message that on the 19th, just reinstating that I didn't want to sue or do anything. All I wanted was her insurance information. And she still never responded.
What did you want? Just a second. Just a second. She should have given you her insurance information, except the accident was your fault. I mean, protocol was she should have given you her insurance. But according to what you told me, Ms. Watts, according to your testimony and what I read in the complaint, the accident was your fault. You were driving illegally on the wrong side of the street. She came to a full stop at her parking lot and didn't see you traveling the wrong side of the street. And as you said, the two of you collided. Now, let us assume that you are not hurt and you didn't have sore ribs and you didn't have a sore knee for a few weeks. Let's say you were not hurt at all, but your bicycle scratched up her car and she had a counterclaim that your bicycle scratched her car. I would dismiss your lawsuit and grant her counterclaim because the accident was your fault. The fact that you were hurt is sad, but irrelevant to the fact that the accident was your fault. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. You now know, and the attorney that you spoke to told you that California law says that you must drive in the direction of traffic, and it's illegal to do so otherwise. And I'm sure the attorney told you that.
Yes, Your Honor, and I take full responsibility.
Well, if you do, then you understand that I'm dismissing your lawsuit. Just because there's an accident and somebody gets hurt, it doesn't mean that it's somebody else's fault. Now, there's no question, Ms. Mincher, that you should have given her your insurance information because that's up to other people to make a judgment like I'm doing today. Did you have insurance on your car?
I did, yes.
In October of 2018?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What make and model car do you have?
At the time, it was a 1995, let's see. It was a 1995 Buick. It was a white vehicle. I'm not too sure what model it is.
Okay, Ms. Mincher. The plaintiff tells me, true or not, that she tried to make eye contact with you. Did you see her riding the bike? True or not, that she tried to make eye contact with you. Did you see her riding the bike?
No.
In the opposite direction of traffic?
I did not see her.
Before the accident occurred?
I did not see her.
Did you continue to your job that day?
No, Your Honor. I sat in the parking lot waiting for my supervisor at the time to come pick me up, and she took me home.
Did you go to work the next day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And did you use the same bicycle that you had used the day before?
No, Your Honor. Ever since that accident, I've never touched my bike again.
How did you get to your job?
I started taking the local bus.
Smart. Where is the bicycle? Where was it in October, November? Did you sell it? Give it away?
No, Your Honor. I had left it parked at the apartment complex that I lived in at that time.
You left it there, and you moved and left it there?
Yes, but I ended up getting rid of it, yes, Your Honor. I didn't sell it.
How did you get rid of it?
Selling it for parts. I needed the finances, dealing with my own financial problems. So I just gave certain parts away. The tires, they were already flat from the accident, so I just threw what I could away that was left over.
Okay. All right, fine. Ms. Watts, I'm glad I could finally give you a little bit of closure. I know that you probably had a little bit of it through your attorney. No, you have the paralegal here. I don't need the paralegal. It's clear that not every accident that has an injury results in an award of damages. There has to be a demonstration that the person who's the cause of that accident. In this case, she was not the cause of the accident. You were. Unfortunately, you got hurt. But I'm glad you're better and moved on. So your case is dismissed and we're finished. Thank you. Tuggles, what did you get arrested for in California?
A robbery charge.
Is that charge still pending?
No.
What happened with it?
I served 2 months in jail.
You served 2 months in jail in California for a robbery?
Yeah.
Was that your sentence?
Yes.
Did you plead guilty?
No, my sentence was 4 months.
Did you plead guilty?
Yes, I did.
Was Miss Little's car involved in that robbery?
No, it was not.
Then how come Miss Little's car was impounded?
The car was impounded because we had got arrested inside the car.
Oh, well, then it was involved in the robbery.
Yes, because I had it in my it was in my property, yes.
What does that mean?
I was on camera getting into the car. They had camera proof, and they pulled the car over.
Is this the first time you had been arrested?
Yeah.
Who were the other people you were with?
I was with my friend Isaiah and my other friend, Robert.
Were they arrested too?
No, they were not.
Who did you rob?
I don't know.
Well, let's start this way. Was it a man or a woman that you robbed?
It was a woman.
Was it a young woman like me or an older woman?
It was a young woman.
Did you steal her bag?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. My fault.
Now, did you go to California with your two friends?
Yes, I did.
And where does Miss Little live?
She lives in Spokane, Washington.
So there weren't ladies to rob in Spokane? You had to travel to California to rob somebody?
The purpose wasn't to go there to rob anybody.
Well, you mean that was just a spur-of-the-moment thing for you?
Yeah.
And you robbed her pocketbook because?
It was a bad time.
It was a bad time for her. Now, I'm asking you why you robbed the lady's bag. You went to California for what purpose? You borrowed Miss Little's car and you went to California. What did you go to California for?
I went to California. I originally went to California, and one of my friends had a little family emergency. I took her down there. Dejana, she knew I had the car the whole time.
Just a second. I know that you have this story well rehearsed in your mind. But that doesn't provide me with any interesting conversation, the story that you already have pre-rehearsed. What's the name of your friend that had a little family emergency?
Isaiah.
And what was Isaiah's emergency?
I don't know. That's his personal business. I honestly have no idea.
Well, he had to have told you if you took her car and drove from the state of Washington to the state of California. You're not stupid, are you? You would have said, what kind of an emergency do you have that you need me to take you to California?
I honestly don't know.
You mean your friend Isaiah just said, I have an emergency, can you drive me to California?
Mm-hmm.
Is not an answer.
Yes.
And how long were you supposed to be in California?
Just to go there and back, drive right back. There was no intentions to stay.
And just so that I understand, there are no buses that go in between Spokane, Washington?
Yeah, there is, but I also had permission to use the car, so.
I didn't ask you about permission to use the car. I don't doubt that you had permission to use the car. I don't know if you had permission to go to California, but you had permission to use the car because she didn't have a driver's license. Did you have a driver's license?
Yes, I did.
Because you used to drive around Miss Little.
Yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to get back to this robbery for a moment just because I'm curious. Were you the driver of the car or the passenger of the car?
I was the driver.
So Isaiah was in the car in what seat? Passenger seat or
Isaiah
driver?
wasn't in the car. Isaiah had got dropped off at his family with his family.
So your other friend was in the car?
Yes.
And his name?
Is Robert.
Robert what? And he was the passenger?
Yes.
So you hopped out of the car to grab the woman's bag?
I didn't grab the bag.
Who did?
The passenger.
Robert?
Yes.
But you just told me Robert wasn't charged.
I took the charge.
You just told me that there were cameras that saw what happened.
Yeah.
Which is how your car got pulled over.
It was some cameras, pedestrians, I don't know what the exact was.
Your Honor, I have the police report if you wanted to look at it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not quite finished torturing him yet. I don't think that 4 months actually was an appropriate sentence for somebody who robs a lady. Oh, good. The reason that they didn't arrest Robert, right, is because he ran away, right?
Yes.
You, as it happens, the narrative is that you were the driver. So it was Robert who pushed the victim to the ground.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know Robert? That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, now you want a whole bunch of money for your car, right? It's impounded. I want to know everything you know about Robert. And if it's not enough, I'm kissing you goodbye. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
What do you exactly want to know about Robert?
I want to know where he lives. I want to know anything that you know in addition to his name is being Robert. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I'll give you lots of time to think about it if you need time to think about it. But I don't want to hear nothing. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Good. Now I want to know everything you know about Robert.
I haven't been inside of his house, but I have when Trevon was driving and Robert was in the car, we had taken him to his mom's apartment, I believe.
Great. So now I want that street address.
Do you want me? I can pull it up on my phone.
Perfect.
Okay.
Going to give the Garden Grove Police Department some busy work. And Robert, a bit of a heart attack. Heard, while she's looking that up, would you look up the low-end cost of a 2009 Pontiac G6?
I can bring up the address real quick if you need it.
You have your phone? Take it out. Look it up.
His name?
His address and his phone number.
I don't know his phone number. I don't even like dude.
So he lives right off of Colton. I can literally point which apartment is his, though. I don't know the exact address because, like I said, I've never been to his house. It was just we drove up to it and I saw what door he went into. So I have a picture
Give me
of
the address on Colton.
Says from the Google Maps, North Colton Street. I just don't know the exact apartment number because I've never been in his apartment.
It's all right. The Garden Grove Police Department will contact you and you can show it to them.
Okay. Why would they contact me, though? The case is done.
No, the case against Robert isn't done at all. They couldn't find him. He ran away.
Oh, yeah.
Case against him is over. But Robert was the one who committed the actual robbery, according to the narrative. And you're going to help the Garden Grove Police find him.
Oh, yeah, I've tried. When everything happened and he came back, I tried to give the cops to him. I tried to get him to my job, everything.
Get who?
To Robert. I tried to give the Spokane Police Department because they knew that he had been back from the whole situation, I guess, because I got contacted by investigators. And I kept trying to give, pretty much I tried to set him up. I was trying to set him up and give him to the cops because...
What?
She did that all on my behalf to help me get out of jail.
You were driving the getaway car. I have absolutely zero misgivings about torturing you because he shoved her down, he took her wallet, he jumped into the car, and you were driving, and according to the police narrative, you sped away in a high-speed chase. Would that sound right? You want me to read it?
Yeah, because I didn't go no high-speed chase. I pulled over in a Denny's parking lot and got out.
Here we go. Suspect 1 ran to the vehicle driven by Suspect 2, and both fled at a high rate of speed through a shopping center and neighborhood. That's according to the police department. Suspect 2 parked the vehicle and was physically confronted by a witness as Suspect 1 fled the scene. Suspect 2, that would be you, was detained. The wallet, victim's wallet, was located in Suspect 2's vehicle. That's your vehicle. Suspect 1 is still outstanding. What, are you kidding me? The wallet was returned to the victim, and Suspect 2, that would be you, also had an extraditable warrant out of Washington for him. I thought you said you'd never been arrested before.
I haven't. I just had a warrant. I didn't know I had a warrant. Then it got brought up when I got arrested out here.
What was the warrant for?
Residential house burglary.
What do you do?
I'm a server. I've worked in food service since I was 16 years old.
What are you doing with him?
Sorry, I'm not trying to get emotional. I was really vulnerable when I met him. That's all I can really tell you. Because I realize I don't realize why I was with him at all.
You've been with him since?
No.
Just a second. Because you tried to help him get out of jail, according to him. According to your complaint, he stole your car.
Correct.
He stole my car. I reported it to the police that he stole my car.
No, I never reported it.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you said that, because if somebody steals your car, which is what you swore to in your complaint, then you don't try to get him out of jail, which is what you just told me. You try to set up Robert and give the police Robert, and he says put your hand down, and he says you tried to do it in order to get him out of jail.
Well, no, because obviously I got that police report and I found out and I talked to the investigator and they told me about what happened and what Robert did. So, and I found out Robert was the one who really robbed the person and caused all that with my car. And so, yeah, I was trying to give him to the cops.
Well, why were you trying to get him out? He was the
because
getaway
he was going to
car-
help me get
he
my
was
car.
The getaway car driver.
I know. My car is on an evidence hold right now. So either way, I cannot get my car until his case is settled. So the faster I get him out, the faster I can try to have him help me get my car back.
What do you want?
She put down $3,500 on a lawyer for me and then made previous $1,000 payments
No, I didn't.
previous on that.
It wasn't
to help
that
me
much.
get out of jail.
She paid for your lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do that. Please tell me you didn't do that.
His mother was messaging me, telling me she cries herself to sleep, telling me she cries in the shower. She told me she wasn't rich. I was working 3-job, 90-hour weeks. His mom knew I had money. His whole family manipulated me because I worked so hard, and his whole family took advantage of me. And that whole time, I expected their help. And he got out, and he was running around Spokane. I have videos of him with guns. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't even work.
Listen, I wouldn't touch him with a cattle prod. You know, you are an attractive, smart, hardworking young woman who had a car. I don't know why you lost your license because of.
I got pulled over and I didn't have my insurance card on me, so they gave me like an $800 ticket. So, and then I was working a lot and I didn't get to the 15 days.
He says you lost your license because of?
A DUI.
Which is not true because I'm still in the process of my DUI right now. I just recently got that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is all tell the truth.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Absolutely.
So you lost your license because you have a pending DUI, and they're allowed to take your driver's license away if you have a pending DUI.
Yes, but my hearing hadn't happened yet.
Doesn't matter whether your hearing has happened yet. They can take away your license without a hearing.
They told me my license was suspended because of an unpaid traffic ticket the first day that I went to court.
So now we have no insurance and a DUI arrest.
No, I have insurance. I have proof of
Just a second.
insurance.
And a DUI arrest.
Yes.
Good. You have the title to the car? I'd like to take a look at it. You bought this car in April of 2017?
Yeah. I barely have.
Who did you buy it from?
AutoNation. I also have that if you'd like to see the bill for that, for my car.
I'd like to see it.
The actual original copy is in my car and I can't get it. So this is what the AutoNation company sent me.
Or do you have a current price in that car?
$1,402.
$1,402?
Right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,402. We're done. Thank you.
I worked really hard. I paid for that car myself.
I did not steal her car. She gave me full permission to have her car.
He was really sweet. Told me he wanted to kind of start a life with me.
I got sorrow for her. I feel her, for real.
Then he just did what he did to me.
Mr. Sylvester, you and the defendant worked together.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you work?
We worked at Kazuki Ramen. It's a ramen house, a restaurant.
How long had you been working there?
We both worked there for about 5 months. I was there in the opening, so was he. So we opened the restaurant together, basically.
Did you know each other before you opened the restaurant?
No, Your Honor.
And there came a time when you decided to room together. Was that a permanent arrangement for you or a temporary arrangement for you?
Definitely temporary. It was kind of more of a personal favor. The apartment was far away from downtown, and at the time I wasn't driving, so he pretty much just asked me, could you please, because we went and saw the place together, the landlord liked me, they're like, could you please just move in for a couple of months until you find another arrangement, which I did allow, but I didn't want to be on the lease, and I wanted to pay less than him because I knew I wouldn't be there as frequently.
Were you on the lease?
No.
Only you were on the lease?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you put down security deposit?
Yes.
How much?
$350.
And you moved out after a couple of months?
Just 1 month, really.
2 months.
I thought it was 2 months.
2 months.
Did you give him his security deposit back?
I returned $250 of his security deposit back.
Why?
I withheld $100 for outstanding bills from the months that he had lived
I've
there.
never seen a dollar from
Just a second. What bills?
I have a garbage bill, a cable bill, and an electric bill.
And how much do all of those bills add up to together?
They totaled $269.84.
Bird, would you show those to the plaintiff, please? Because we're going to get to the crux of this case in a minute.
The previous payment is here, and then this is the actual bill from that time.
Yeah, no, I've seen the bills. I paid him in cash for these bills. I never saw $1 From the deposit, it was $350. I also helped him out for.
There's one issue in this case, and I'm not getting involved with your $250 and $350 because it was my understanding from reading your complaint, sir, that he did give you some money back from the.
No, I never received $1 from the deposit or the rent that's owed. Basically, I moved out early September with the agreement that when his new roommate moved in, I would receive the money for that rent and also the deposit.
Do you have proof that you returned any part of the deposit to him?
No, everything was dealt with in cash.
Okay. Now, you moved out on what date, sir?
It was like September 2nd, between the 2nd
Great.
and the 5th.
Now, so I'm not getting involved in it because if you actually believed that he owed you money and there was so much animus, late October, you wouldn't have gone to his house for a house party, which is really the crux of this case, which is the only part of it that I'm dealing with. So let's understand that. If you felt that he owed you prorated rent or some money for security deposit, when you were invited to his home a month later, a month after you moved out, for a party, I would not have gone if I was in an acrimonious situation with somebody. So you went to a party at his house in October. Now I want you to tell me what happened when you went to the party in October, because that's what this case is about.
When I went to the party in October, we discussed the deposit and the monies owed. And as you mentioned, I did have some resentment.
You shouldn't have gone.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have gone.
Right. Okay.
You know, he basically got violent with me about it. He pushed me outside the door and then
Told you
locked
to
the
leave.
door. Yeah.
Unlock the door.
He locked the door with my keys inside, my car keys inside. So.
And keep going.
Then I had to pay for a cab to get home.
And
then the next day he said a bunch of crazy things to our manager that we work for.
I don't know whether he did or not. That's your say.
Either way, though.
Because there's nobody here.
Either way, I sent him a text message saying, I'm going to take you to small claims on this matter then. I gave him the small claims paperwork.
I'd like to see that text.
I don't have the text with me, but I do have the small claims paperwork that I filed.
To me, carefully.
Yes.
I want to see the text where you said to him, I'm going to small claims court. You say you have a text. Use your phone right there.
Yeah, I do not have the text, unfortunately. This is a new phone.
You know how many times I hear people, how did you get a new phone when you lost your job? What you're suing for here is lost wages. When did you get a new phone?
It was a very affordable phone, Your Honors. I do have the small claims paperwork here.
Listen, I'm going to do my drill when I'm satisfied that I'm going to throw you both out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. So you don't have the text.
No.
And you said if I don't get satisfaction, according to you, which you don't have because you bought a new phone, you said I'm going to take you to small claims court. And you filed a small claims case on what date?
The small claims was filed on October 31st.
On what date were you served with the small claims case?
I was served that Monday, I believe.
By whom?
His mother.
Where?
She came behind the bar while I was at work.
And at that time, you were both still working at the same restaurant?
That is correct.
Were you working the same shift?
No.
What shift were you working?
I was working my afternoon shift, so I was working the 4:30 to close shift.
And what shift were you working, sir?
I did not work that day, the 31st.
What shift did you usually work?
I worked the same shifts as Josh.
So then you were both working the same shift, except for the day you was allegedly served with a small claims case.
Yeah.
Just answer my questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now I would like to see the small claims case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I see two small claims cases.
Yes, I amended the order to include the lost wages after he filed a restraining order to keep me from work.
Just a second. But you left things out when you filed an amended complaint. First claim you asked for, not that I'm getting involved in it, prorated rent, a loan, and your possessions, and your deposit. The second case you filed was deposit, rent, and lost wages. So I assume that you got your loan back and your possessions back.
No, I didn't. I've not gotten my
So you just made a mistake.
Yeah, I just amended
Just
the
a
order.
mistake. All right. Now, the whole thrust of this case, and the only part that I will hear,
Yes, ma'am.
so that's nonsense, is that at some point you filed a protective order against him.
That is correct.
On what date?
I filed a protection order the day after I received the small claims court.
Basically in response.
Shh.
Yeah.
Don't speak. You filed it the day after.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And I would like to see the date that you filed it and the allegations that you make.
Okay, I have the petition and I also have the temporary order if you'd like.
Let's see the petition. Now I would like you, sir, to explain to me the reason that you filed this protective order a day after you were served with a small claims case.
So the incident that occurred at my house, as it states in the petition, he was sexually harassing a house guest. Upon being asked to stop, he berated her using...
Who cares?
Okay. I kicked him out.
Who cares?
I kicked him out. I didn't feel the need to call the police because he was investigated. I wanted the matter to end there. He made it clear that he was not going to end the matter
No,
there.
don't just say. Don't tell me what he made clear. He
Yes,
was
ma'am.
bothering somebody at your party. That person didn't file a protective order against him. You did. And I want you to tell me what he did that inspired you after you were served with a small claim case to file a protective order.
He made it clear that...
No, not clear. That is an assumption, sir, based upon facts, which you are going to tell me, and the facts had better be consistent with what you wrote in your answer, which you probably don't remember.
In my petition order?
No, in my case.
Okay.
In my case. So I want you to tell me specifically what Mr. Sylvester said or did to you that inspired you to file for a protective order the day after you were served with a small claims case.
The day after I was served with a small claims case, it was in my belief that he was going to continue to harass me while I was at work, and therefore I filed the protection order.
I want to tell you something. You abuse the system. I don't care what you believe. Your mother cares what you believe. Maybe your sister cares what you believe. Maybe your mother cares how you feel. Maybe your sister cares how you feel. The law doesn't give a rat's ass how you feel. The law believes in facts. And so far, I've asked you 3 times to give me something specific that Mr. Sylvester said or did to you that inspired you to file for a protective order against him, excluding him from your workplace, because that's what you asked for. Excluding him from your workplace. And I guarantee you, on Bird's life, that you did not tell the judge before whom you were requesting this protective order that you worked in the same place.
I made it very clear. to
Oh,
the
I
judge.
don't believe that. Then,
I made it very clear
I don't
to the
believe
judge.
that, because then you're telling me that the judge was a moron.
The judge suspended it. He didn't issue a restraining. He didn't issue a permanent restraining order.
No. You asked for. That's not what I'm saying to you, sir. Let's make ourselves perfectly clear.
Yes, ma'am.
You requested a protective order on an emergency basis, excluding him from your workplace.
That's correct.
And the judge granted that application on an emergency basis, therefore making it impossible for him to go to work. And I guarantee you that you didn't tell that judge who granted the temporary restraining order based on this nonsense that he was a fellow worker along with you. You may have told the judge who heard the final order of protection and denied it because you were not granted a final order of protection, right?
No, but I disclosed his working location when the judge asked where the perfect place for service would be, service of the actual document.
I think that you overstepped it and you abused the system and you abused him. Now, if you felt threatened, which I think you did not, was this, by the way, this young woman that he was making come-ons to at the party, was this somebody that you knew well? And give me the first name.
Her name was Van Lynn, and yes, it is somebody that I know well.
Is it somebody that you were dating?
You can
What
say
is
that.
That's either a yes or a no.
Yes, we were dating.
Right.
Casually.
So while I'm not getting involved with the rest of this nonsense, I am awarding him money for lost wages.
Okay.
Because I think that your actions not only abuse me as part of a system, because you used it in retaliation. Your girlfriend didn't feel threatened enough to go and seek a protective order. And you never sought a protective order before you were served with a small claims case. And this was after the party.
It's for the same...
Just a second. We're done. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. We're finished. Thank you.
Nobody wanted to live with him. He's a slob.
When I woke up to him cleaning my house...
He's always broke, and it's red flags.
And having random people that I'd never met before coming to view the house.
So the few people that I did bring by, they're like, this is disgusting.
Before 30 days notice was given, yeah, he made my life kind of difficult.
And I'm definitely not doing this. So it was a trouble to get that spot.
Not going to do it again.
And hopefully this is one step closer for Joshua becoming a man.
Mr. Adrian, you were a tenant of Mr. Horn's for approximately 8 months, according to what I read in your complaint. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're suing him for a variety of things. Let's take first things first. First thing is that you had a security deposit that you left with him.
Yes.
And you want the security deposit refunded to you.
Yes.
How much was the security deposit?
$14.50.
Is that correct, Mr. Horn?
I believe so.
Okay. And when did you give him the $14.50? When did you start your tenancy?
The agreement was entitled, I have evidence.
Just tell me the date.
23rd of November, 2015.
And you moved out on what date?
I moved out on June 21st, 2016.
Did Mr. Horn return any part of your security deposit?
No.
And you just rented a room from him?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right, Mr. Horn, we're going to deal with first things first. Security deposit. You will agree that you did not return any part of Mr. Adrian's security deposit?
Correct.
Now you're going to tell me why.
Because the damage and the thefts that occurred when he was living in the house.
You don't get any credit for thefts that occurred when he was in the house that you didn't report to the police. Did you report any of the thefts to the police?
When they arrested him, yes.
No. During his tenancy? Fine. Forget thefts. I want to see the damage that you're claiming that he caused. When was that damage caused?
The day he moved out.
Did you punch these holes in the walls?
No, I did not.
Did anything that you do cause these holes in the doors?
The big hole was already there when we replaced the door, and the small hole, Mr. Horn punched.
Who replaced the door?
I did. I put it back myself.
You replaced the door on the hinges, and this was the door to your room?
Yes, there was a door. It was the door before this one was broken, so I just replaced that door with this door with the two holes.
You bought a door?
No.
Where did you get it from?
It was in the garage, an extra door in the garage.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What other damage did he cause?
You don't count stolen.
No, you have to return his security deposit. So we have $1,450 so far. Now, the second part of your lawsuit is punitive damages for false arrest. I assume that sometime around the end of June when you moved out, you and Mr. Horn had an altercation.
Yes.
And as a result of that altercation, you were arrested.
That is correct.
No charges were ever filed against you. So you were released.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to tell me about what happened. Was that on June 21st?
This was on June 20th.
On the 20th. So tell me what happened on June 20th.
On the 20th, Mr. Horn and I got into an argument.
About what?
About money that I should have paid him for gas and for food.
Gas for what?
He was driving me to the beach so we could go on walks, and he was driving to Hollywood so he could go to a comedy show, and I wanted to go with him. But I didn't pay him for gas, and so...
Okay, so you were going to split the gas?
No, I was going to pay him full in gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much did you owe him?
He told me $20.
So he approached you about the gas money. And food?
Food. I ate some of his food. He let me eat some of his food, and part of that would be paying for the food.
Would be all in the $20?
Yes.
Okay. So he asked you for the $20. And what happened?
I told him I didn't have it at the moment, but I would give it to him as soon as I got it. And he was upset. He didn't believe me.
How long had you owed him the $20?
About maybe 2.5 months. Because he was being generous and driving me without asking for the money, but it got so overwhelming that he finally asked for the money, and I agreed to give it to him.
Just $20?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you would owe it to him for months?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And after that, we got into a verbal argument because, like I said, he got upset that I wasn't giving it to him on the spot. And so he punched the first hole in the door, and he was getting upset. And he kept pushing on the door, and I locked the door. I said, I want you to calm down first, and then I'll talk to you. But he was still getting upset, and then, he was hitting the door as hard as he could, and he finally broke it off its hinges. And he shoved me down where I hit the fan. I landed on the fan, and it broke. And after that, I called the police. And the police came the first time, and they said, what's going on? I told them what happened. And they said, well, why
don't tell me what they said. Do you have a police report from that incident?
I do not.
Okay, so you called them the first time.
Yes.
And?
They told me...
You can't tell me what they told you. You went back into the house.
Yes, after they told me to,
You went back into the house.
Yes, back into the house.
That was the 20th. Okay, what happened after you went back into the house?
After that, Mr. Horn went back into his room. And when he was in his room, he closed his door, and I went over to the door and I knocked on it. And I wanted to, just apologize for yelling at him. But he was still upset, and I was still knocking on the door just saying, hey, I would like to apologize. I made a mistake. I just want to apologize.
You were yelling at him?
Yes. And he was upset and he came out of the door with a bamboo stick. I ran back into my room because he was following me into my room. He was really upset. You know, he had an angry face. And I went back into my room and he was there with the bamboo stick. And I reached into my closet in self-defense to grab my bat. Okay? And I held it up. I didn't touch him with it. I held it up. He backed away. And at that point, I called the cops.
For a second time?
Yes.
So you called the police on both occasions?
Yes.
Okay. What happened when the police arrived?
The police arrived and they handcuffed Tyler and they sat me down on the driveway. They talked with him. I don't know what they were talking about. And then they came over to me and they asked me what was going on. I told them what was happening. And they had enough evidence, I guess, to arrest me because Mr. Horn said that I hit him with the bat, which I did not hit him. I didn't touch him.
Did you tell the police that he hit you with the bat?
No, I did not.
What did you tell the police, Mr. Horn?
I told the police that he pulled a knife on me, which he did. His memory is very faulty.
Did you have a knife in your possession?
No, I did not.
During the course of the police placing you under arrest, did a knife fall out of your pocket?
It was in my pocket, but it was not out of my pocket.
So it was in your possession. Knife was in your possession?
Yes.
What kind of knife was it?
It was a small pocket knife. The blade was probably that big.
Okay. Do you have a police report? I'd like to see. You don't have another police report where it's not all blacked out?
I tried to obtain one, but
you can return this.
The Attorney General in Torrance blots out the name of the perpetrator and not the victim, which is rather ironic to me.
They blocked out the name of the perpetrator because there were no charges filed against him.
Yeah, evidently.
Okay. Great. Mr. Adrian, you're getting your security deposit back, $1,450. But clearly, unless he was psychic, he didn't know that you had a knife in your possession.
Yes.
If it was in your pocket. But the police found the knife when they placed you under arrest. And they did voucher the knife? Did they take the knife?
They did, yes.
Did they subsequently give it back to you when they released you the next day?
No. The arrest was not for the knife. It was for elderly abuse, which I did not hit him.
Now, the only other thing that I'm going to consider, I'm not considering punitive damages for false arrest. What I am considering is the laptop that you say he kept that belonged to you. Was this an old laptop, sir?
Yes, it was a Windows Vista.
And did you, Mr. Adrian, at some point damage Mr. Horn's computer?
No, I did not.
Did you damage his keyboard and printer?
No.
Did you use his keyboard and printer?
The keyboard that he has, I gave that to him. It was a black keyboard that I gave to him along with a monitor that plugs into a laptop. And the printer, it was not broken. The ink cartridges just weren't working, so it looked as if it was broken.
How many laptops did you have when you left the house on June 21st?
Well, I had 0 because of the laptop that was still there.
So you didn't have a computer?
I had a laptop that I brought into the house when I first moved in.
And that was the one that you are claiming that Mr. Horn has. Is that correct?
Yes.
Other than that laptop, you have no other laptop or no other computer. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Horn. Explain the computer to me.
I saw him steal a laptop from underneath my living room table, as I also saw him steal my iPhone. I did not give him the food. He stole it.
Mr. Horn, let me tell you what your answer is.
That's it.
No, let me tell you what you swore to in your answer. You swore in your answer that Mr. Adrian gave you his old computer as payment for my broken equipment. Now you just tell me that he stole your computer.
And then gave me his.
Okay. You have to return his computer to him, and I will give you an order that you can go and get it in the company of a police officer. In addition to that, you get $1,450, which is your security deposit. We're finished. Thank you.
He was a nice guy at first, but as the months went along,
I would drive him places and try to help him out. I bought him a dinner or two.
He was very crazy. He was yelling at himself and just acting very crazy.
And just nothing. He wouldn't clean.
He was mad that I didn't clean my room when he wanted it to be cleaned.
He wouldn't do anything around the house that he was required to do.
He was mad that I came back late and that I was blasting music.
He started lying, stealing.
I did not steal the iPhone.
Came home from a bike ride, saw him steal it and run down the driveway with it.
Because I already had a phone. He lost his iPhone.
I better know them better like I do the guy that's in there now.
Exactly. I have a dad, and he's not my dad.
Very glad he's gone.
I never want to see him again.
Ms. Koza, you didn't do what you were supposed to do because you allowed a romantic relationship to interfere with your good judgment, and you allowed Mr. Burns to use your credit when you were dating to buy a car and, according to you, a television set. You stopped dating. Mr. Burns took the car. He continued to pay for a period of time on both the credit card for the television set and for the car, and then, according to you, he stopped. In what month and year did you stop making payments on the credit card and the car?
March 2012.
And why did you stop making payments?
I had to put a new transmission into the Subaru 3 months prior, and I used all my financial aid. I'm a full-time student. So I had to live off the money that I was making, so I didn't have the ability to pay the bill.
So how many months delinquent were you?
30 days. The Best Buy was 60.
So 1 month on the car and 2 months on the Best Buy card. You also didn't have the car properly registered.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And how delinquent was it in being registered?
Almost 6 months. I was waiting to pay for the catalytic converter in order to get a smog because it's San Francisco, or California.
That's not Ms. Koza's problem. That's your problem. The fact is you visited on her because the car is in your name?
It's in both of our names.
The credit is in your name?
It's 50-50.
Well, it's not 50-50. They're going to come after the one who's working. Are you working?
I am.
What do you do?
I'm a substitute teacher looking for a teaching job, and I nanny on the side.
And what do you do?
I'm a full-time student going to school to get my teacher
Well, then
credential.
they're going to come after you because you have a job.
And that's what they told me.
Yeah, of course. So, you got pulled over, your car wasn't registered, they impounded the car. Ms. Koza got the car out of impound, paid the parking tickets. You also had parking tickets, right? That wasn't because you had a bad transmission. That's just because you parked where you felt like it.
Yes.
And you also didn't pay the parking tickets.
I was going to pay the parking tickets, but she'd picked up the car and paid them before I had knowledge of it.
When you get a parking ticket, you pay it. And if you didn't have enough money to
But if you
fix
don't have the
car,
money, you can't pay it.
That's not her fault. Don't take the car.
$3,400 for a transmission.
Listen to me. That's not Ms. Koza's problem, Mr. Burns. I know that you want to say it's somebody else's fault. How old are you?
28.
28-year-old man should not be a full-time student if he has bills to pay. He should be a part-time student and a full-time worker bee. Or at least a part-time worker bee and a part-time student, or any configuration thereof. But a 28-year-old man who has bills to pay, who has indebted somebody else for him, doesn't sit back and read his books all day. He works and doesn't rely on the largesse of others, which probably in this case includes family, friends, and student aid, which is, of course, us. Now, Ms. Koza, you want what he owed you on the Best Buy card.
Correct.
How much did he owe for the TV on the Best Buy card?
For the Best Buy card, he owed $1,300, and I have proof that it was in collections for the last 4 months, which I was not aware of. And the bill was $1,300, and so they did a settlement for me because I just had a breakdown. I don't make a lot of money, and the settlement for $752 was paid. And so that
you got a bargain, Mr. Burns. $752.
But again, I didn't ask her to pay it.
I don't care whether you asked her or not. What would you like her to do? You'd like her credit score to be 0? You would like her credit score to be goose egg?
No,
I
told her when stuff was going on. I would have the money in 2 weeks.
Mr. Burns, you don't have money because you don't work. Get a job.
That's not always true.
No, get a job. Get a job. You can't say, honey, I don't have any money. If I had it, I would give it to you. Sounds like some relatives I know. What I'm telling you is people get money by working. By the time you're 28 years old, you should have figured that out. That's how Bird makes a living. That's how my cameraman makes a living. That's how the people that run the lights make a living. Everybody who wants to earn money works.
I worked for a long time before going back to school.
Well,
you know?
Just a minute. You worked for a long time. You're 28 years old. You tell me that you worked a long time when you're 70 years old.
And I went back to school, worked full-time, and went to school full-time until I was 26.
And then what happened?
I went to the University
You retired?
of California, Santa Cruz. No. I ended up in Santa Cruz.
All right,
it's a little heavier.
$752. What did you get to get the car out of impound?
What I had to do to get the car out of impound.
Just tell me how much you paid to get the car out of impound, including the parking tickets.
Total of, to get it impounded, I had to do a number of steps, pay tickets,
Just a
registration.
second. Give her this, please. All I want to know is
Okay, I'm
how
sorry.
much she paid to get the car out of impound?
Your Honor,
I had this already.
she took my car that I'd been paying on for 4.5 years.
That's too bad.
No, but she took my car and left me carless.
Good. Get a job, go to school, take 6 credits, and get a job full-time, and
Doesn't
then
work
you'll
like
have enough
that.
money
It
for
does
a
not
car.
work like that. You don't get financial aid after 6 credits. You can't
sorry, I'm
support
so
yourself.
nervous.
You either got to go in all the way, or
Tell
you
that
can't
to
go in.
Abraham Lincoln.
I think times were different back then.
No, people were different back then, Mr. Burns. Times were the same. People had to get up, they had to eat, they had to have a roof over their heads, they had to pay for some sort of fuel to heat their house. The only difference is people got soft.
70 cents, so
Plus
2,000.
70 cents?
Well, it was part of that, I'm sorry. So $2,229.70 is what I had to spend to get it out.
That's all I want to know.
Okay.
Your problem, however, with regard to part of your claim, Ms. Koza, is
Okay.
as follows. You want him to pay to have the car repaired so you can sell it.
May I interject for one moment? That was the total cost in order to get permission to then drive an hour and a half away to get it out. When I was once there, I had to pay an impound fee and police fee, which together, so this would be addition, is $519.
I don't understand. What's the $2,200 for?
That is for parking citations. There turned out to be
How much?
19. 19 of them. And
19,
that was,
19, how much was that?
for 19 citations, it was $1,620. And the reason why I did decide to pay for all this stuff is because for 2 weeks I tried to get hold of Matthew Burns and he would not return my
You
phone
don't have
calls.
to tell me why.
Okay.
Actually, he's very busy being a full-time student.
No,
Now,
but
a
when she
full-time student without a car.
when she picked up the car, she took the responsibilities of the car.
No, sir.
I've been taking care of that car for 4.5 years. I put $3,400 in it 3 months prior.
Sir, you didn't pay your parking tickets. You got parking tickets, $1,600 worth of parking tickets. You didn't pay them. You don't have to get a parking ticket. You just have to be irresponsible enough to park wherever you like and then take the tickets and throw them away. Now, if you didn't have any money, you would be more careful where you parked. You'd get one ticket and then you say, gee, this is a ticket. I'm going to pay this and I'm not going to get another one. But if you don't pay the tickets,